How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Up North Live. My name is Jeff, and joining me, as always, is my friends Isaac556x45 and Andrew from DrinkU.P. How we doing, boys?
Doing well. Happy to be here.
Fantastic.
Well, good. And joining us tonight as well is Will from Incredible History. How you doing, man?
Hey guys, good to be here. I'm doing great. Thank you.
Yeah, no, thanks for joining us. I've been looking forward to this. Anyone that doesn't know, I was able to meet Will in the Quest for Ancient Civilizations conference in Arizona this past winter or December, I suppose.
Broke some bread together. We had some dinner.
Yep. No, that was a great time that whole weekend. We had a lot of great people there. So really looking forward to the next one. I don't know if I can make Sedona, but maybe Austin. We'll have to see.
Yeah, I don't know if I can make Sedona or not either yet. I haven't heard much about it yet. So this May, right?
I believe so, yeah. Yeah, it was like end of May or beginning of May, yeah. I got it in the pictures somewhere, but yeah. Today we're just going to be going over kind of everything you've been up to, and you've been a busy guy for a while here. And why don't you tell everyone that isn't aware of you or doesn't know you that well a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, thanks for having me here. So my name is Will Brown. I'm from Kansas originally, and I was a school teacher for 8 or 9 years if you count student teaching, and was through all that I started a YouTube channel called Incredible History, and it got to a point where I could finally do that full time. So I quit my teaching job over a year ago, and summers, spring breaks, I was traveling around Peru, the American Southwest, the mound builder cultures, Mexico. I drove my car down from Kansas to Oaxaca and documented a lot of things. I wrote a book called Enigmatic North America, Legends, Oddities, Controversial History. Oh, nice.
Pick it up.
Dude, thank you. I appreciate
Absolutely.
that. And in that book, I kind of like play the fence sitter and tell stories of controversies from both angles. I do the Montana megaliths, and I talk to people involved with that, as well as a geologist, Dr. Parker, who, in my opinion, kind of poured some cold water like on that one in particular. But I also tell the side of the proponents in that. I went down to Hueyatlaco in Mexico, which is the site that has like 250,000-year-old artifacts that they found in a layer of ash underneath. It's 250,000 years old. Big cover up. Men with guns showed up.
Mm-hmm.
Took all the archaeologists' artifacts, and that was in the 60s. I actually went and found the site. That one I put my opinion in there a little bit more. I think that site's old.
Yeah.
They've been in the Americas for a very long time. And maybe it's not like maybe it was a little blip in the radar, because a lot of people will say, well, what about the fossil record? There's not a lot of evidence of it. But there is more than just Hueyatlaco. You got like the Mastodon site out in San Diego. You got all kinds of places. So anyways, I like little mysteries and oddities like that. I'm also a skeptic by nature, but like I'm pretty skeptical of a lot of even alternative history, but I like alternative history. Does that make sense?
No, absolutely.
Sorry,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I started posting a lot about it on X and YouTube, and all of a sudden people were following me. And now I kind of do AI videos where I tell, and when I say AI videos, I mean the visuals. Always been interested in cinema, and so I've been trying to recreate or revisualize like the Spanish conquistadors has been my latest project. So I'm kind of all over the place right now with what I've been doing.
No, I've been following you since I don't even know how long ago it was when I first found out about you, but I subbed immediately, and you started doing these AI videos with your voiceovers. I think they're phenomenal. I mean, just your storytelling in general is fantastic, but then you add that AI element so you can make it how you want it to look, because there's no video proof of anything that happened in the 1600s.
Right.
So, no, I think it's, and like we were talking before the show, it's getting better and better. So, I mean, sky's the limit with that.
Some people don't like it, and that's okay. I'm getting involved in it now, trying to make each episode better, because, there's going to be slop involved, but I can't believe how far it's came. Like if you look back at AI a year ago, visuals. And so I'm wondering what that's going to mean in 2 years. And I want to be on that path because I think pretty soon anyone that has put in a little bit of work right now will be able to develop a skill set that'll allow them to do things that would have required millions of dollars to do budget wise for only like 200 or $300 now. You know, it's pretty powerful stuff. So I think it's going to keep getting better, and I'm interested to see where it goes.
My RAM price is skyrocketing.
Yeah.
Totally.
But that's an interesting point. I was going to ask, with just the previous videos I saw, the earlier videos of, I was like, okay, that's easily AI. The newer stuff actually looks so good. How much time are you putting into these videos? Because the newest one, the Conquistador one, I was like, there's some serious time you put into this.
Yeah, that was the DeSoto one. That one took me 2 weeks. So that was 2 weeks to make a 25-minute video. And that's kind of the problem right now is I'd like to get a video out a week. Right now I've been distracted with the Nazca mummies. I'm about to get back to the AI stuff very soon. But I stopped myself from trying to do the week thing and just said, you know, when it's finished, it's finished. I just want to make good videos. And so my most watched video of all time was Spanish versus Aztec, but there's a lot of slop in that. That's not my best work, but that was my first video. It's almost got 1 million views now, and it's because the story itself, not anything I did. I'm just saying the story of Spanish versus Aztec is the most underrated story in history. And it's a story that's kind of still taboo to talk about because it's still sensitive, but I just decided to tell it how the Spanish wrote it. With a little bit of Montezuma's words as well from like the codexes. But really, I followed Hernan Cortez and then Bernal Diaz and then a few others. You can say what you want about them. But they wrote a lot. They had a lot to say. And it's extremely interesting. So, and winners write the history books, of course, but I think this is probably a controversial opinion. One of the most oversaid things about the conquistadors is this idea that everything they wrote was a lie. And that's just not true. I think that compared to any other victor in history, it's probably the same. It's probably no difference. In fact, the conquistadors, they had two religions basically. Religion number one was their Catholic faith. Religion number two was the crown. And I don't mean maybe it's not technical to call it a religion, but they really, really like almost worshipped the sovereignty of the crown and like the respect and the power of the crown, King Charles, Queen Isabella. And everything they're writing is an official document for the crown. So they also were backstabbers. They would, if one of them sniffed out that another one was lying about something, they would tell. They would. So I don't think it's all. I'm sure there was embellishment, but I don't think all of it is. I think there's some archaeological evidence for some of their claims, and that's my controversial take that always gets me in trouble. Say I'm a conquistador apologist, but
I think that's a good take personally. Yeah. I would just like to emphasize too, just what you mentioned with not so much worshiping the crown, but a lot of people, in a monarchy believe that, and I would agree with it too, that kings are appointed by God, and so if you're writing a letter to your king, you're kind of writing a letter to God. So you're going to be really personally pressed and convicted, to be honest, in that letter to the best of your ability. Of course, there's going to be outliers here and there, just like with anything, one bad apple. But no, I think that's a really good take you just mentioned, especially with them being official documents. It's not someone's personal diary, that's we're talking about here. Yeah.
What do they call that again? Divine.
Divine appointment, divine, coronation, essentially. And,
if you, I mean, I kind of follow that. Like, if you are at the top of the world, whether good or bad, it's happened for some type of reason. So,
I'm a believer of that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
See in the comments there. Yeah, the unfortunate thing is we only have one side. It would be interesting to see it from the Aztec side. Absolutely, I agree.
Yes.
Totally. Now there is some good stuff. Like there's a Broken Arrows is a book I suggest. It was written after the conquest through the Aztec codexes, which once again are kind of curated by like the friars and stuff. But that is the official, I guess, Aztec version of events. Or so Broken Spears is a really good one. But absolutely, yeah, it'd be incredible to hear their full side of the story. So,
Oh, for sure. Thanks, Dries. Dries was with us in Egypt.
nice.
So we
Nice.
were with Wandering Wolf, but a lot of great people in the chat here tonight. Thank you all for joining us. Kind of
Oh, nice.
got a little excited and jumped right into the show. So,
No, it's good. We have a packed chat. I noticed some
Mhm.
familiar names.
Oh, yeah.
Names.
Yeah, we got Shaman in there.
Shaman, what's up,
Sarah.
Shaman?
We got Tony. What's up, Tony?
Got Wayfarer. Yep.
Yeah, the Wayfarer. I saw him. He also had a question I saved. What is alternative history? So,
I guess alternative history
Yep.
is just the way I would say it. Well, that's a broad category, but it's just exploring theories that maybe don't have enough archaeological record or enough maybe physical evidence to go up to peer review, but there's connections that people have made and hypotheses that people have made that are worthy of discussion. So that could be anything from some of it's it can, I guess, alternative history. That's pretty broad. That can be anything. That can be absolute nonsense versus was Columbus the first beyond the Vikings? Were the Vikings and Columbus the first Europeans to make it to the Americas? And I think that it's very likely that at the very least somebody accidentally made it to the Americas, whether the ship got blown over from the Canary Islands. So there's stuff like that. There's like little archaeological enigmas out there. If you've ever heard of the Roman head in Mexico, they found in a burial. You want me to can I show you this real quick?
Yeah, pull it up.
That
I'm
sounds
not familiar
I've
with
heard of that one.
The Roman.
I had a
Roman
video
head.
on this. I got it behind my paywall now, $3 a month. If you want to join my my thing, but so this is really cool.
Oh, we're live on Kick too. Oops.
The archaeologist named Romeo Histroff. He's passed away now, but he was really into this. He's from the University of New Mexico, and I got the thing. If you want, there we go.
Yep.
So this was found in.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, and Michael Button has made a couple tweets about this too, and this was found in a grave in Mexico, and a lot of people categorized it as, well, the Spanish must have brought it over, but when they did carbon dating, it came back before the Spanish arrived, like the 1400s, and some people started looking at it. And they said, this is a Roman sculpture. It matches the same type of Roman, style. And it's there in this grave in Mexico. It was excavated by a good archaeologist. There's not really any hoax accusations here at all by anybody. But a lot of people just think, well, it must have came over with the Spanish and somehow it got buried in there. But I don't know. It's an interesting story. It's really hard to pronounce. Let's see here.
Yeah, I was gonna say
it's like the it's like a Nahuatl word. Let's see. Let's go to ancient origins. Let's check that out. So the text.
Oh boy.
Texcaxic Calix Tlacua head. People always give me
Quite a mouthful. Yeah.
You just say Mexican Roman head.
Mexican Roman head. Yeah.
Rue has a pretty good. Rue says alternative history is a different interpretation to the mainstream archaeological narratives based on same available evidence. Yeah, but it also doesn't have to be the same available evidence. It can be evidence that hasn't even been considered, but maybe that's what you're saying there too. Yep, that's a good definition.
Oh,
like you have two different dots, and you're just looking for that third one in the middle that connects it all.
Yeah, so that's one of my favorite ones because I don't think that one's a hoax. There's a lot of archaeological hoaxes out there. In North America. There was a lot in the 1800s. but that one's interesting. Another one that's kind of interesting to me, like gun to my head, I'd probably say it's a hoax, but it's still interesting, is the Bat Creek Stone.
Okay.
And the reason I say that is because you can see here, this is the Bat Creek Stone. This is actually Hebrew right here, but they didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'll tell you why it might be a hoax. We're going to take a look at this in a second too. So this was found in a burial mound in like the 1800s.
I think it was
And
1898.
1898. Okay,
Mhm.
cool. And Jeff, feel free to like stop me anytime because I don't have a, but here's what I know about it.
Yeah, I know a little bit as well, so probably what you know.
It was categorized right away as Cherokee, if I remember right. And that's why I think that's interesting. If this was a hoax, they didn't try to promote it. Like immediately was categorized as Cherokee, not a big deal. And then like 70 years later or 100 years later, they flipped it upside down and they realized it said Judean in Hebrew. They were like, oh, wow. I don't think this is Cherokee. The only thing is some people say this right here is the exact same carving in like this was in a book, some book about ancient languages maybe or something like that, and it came before the discovery of that. And that is very similar. It's not exact,
Mm-hmm.
but that is why people say it's a hoax, that this phrase was already out in the ether, I guess, back then. But I don't know. What do you think?
I know from what I'm aware is because most of the stories I heard from are some people that are friends with Scott Wolter, who did a lot of work on it too.
He actually took
this
picture right here. That's pictures from Scott Wolter, I think. Sorry to interrupt, but
no, you're good. I mean, we'll be interrupting each other all night, I'm sure. But for anyone that doesn't know Scott Wolter, he's a forensic archaeologist, I suppose you could call it, the way he calls himself, and he looks at the rocks and the ages of stone carvings and stuff like that. And he said it's legit.
Yeah.
Forensic geologist, not archaeologist. Yes, he said it's legit.
Yeah,
I've never heard of this personally. This is not news to me. So
Ohio, right? Or Kentucky?
I think it was Kentucky.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, that one's interesting because I just think like they didn't. All the other ones were promoted right away as something fantastic. This one wasn't. This one was like, oh, it looks like Cherokee writing, because at that point, the Cherokee had their own form of like writing, and then they flipped it upside down like 100 years later, and they realized it said Judean, which is interesting.
So why? Yeah, it makes you think. Why would there be Hebrew writing in North America at that time?
Well, like if you ask like the Mormons or the Latter-day Saints,
Joseph Smith,
they say that like the lost tribes of Israel came over here. I'm not a Latter-day Saint, but yeah. So that's one theory.
I'll keep my Protestant views to myself on that. Yeah.
Isaac's just champing at the bit right now. We got to hold him back.
I'll hold back. Yeah.
But yeah, no. Around the same time, I mean, almost in the exact same year, almost is the Bat Creek Stone controversy or discovery, with like the Michigan tablets and the Michigan relics and all that stuff that are just covered in phonetic and just cuneiform, all that sorts of stuff. Yeah, and I done a video on these. I've talked about it a few different times with some people, and they've been called a hoax immediately without anyone actually even looking at them. Just pictures in the 1800s, and they said it was a hoax. But from what I'm aware is the guys that originally found them never made any money or tried to make any money on them. They just want to kind of show them around. I don't know.
Oh, this is interesting. This reminds me of the Davenport tablets. Let me see if I can.
Okay.
This is in Iowa. To me, the Michigan tablets, if I'm being real, I'm skeptical. Those look amazing. Like those look.
I know.
It's like,
yeah. I'm back and forth.
The Davenport tablets. This one's kind of interesting. Let's see if I can find. Maybe I'm not saying that right. Yeah, maybe the Putnam Museum tablets. Let's see this one. Yeah, this right here. So it's some writing. I don't know. This was found in Iowa, I guess.
Yeah, it's almost. I mean, it's very similar to like some of the calendar stones they found.
Interesting. Huh. This is in a museum, by the way.
Really? Okay.
Putnam Museum, they have it on display. They officially categorize it as like a hoax, but like they don't really tell you exactly why.
Interesting.
Salman in the chat says he doesn't think it's Hebrew. He thinks the Cherokee claim it. Interesting.
I mean,
just the quick research on it. 1889, Loudoun County, Tennessee, and it was under the third mound in Bat Creek, and it was under a skeleton skull.
Yeah. Should we get? Have you ever talked to Dr. Little on this channel? Greg Little?
No, not yet. I'd like to.
He's cool. He's probably got a lot to say about the Bat Creek Stone.
Mm-hmm.
He's cool too because he likes alternative history, but he's been around the block enough to know that like a lot of it is like definitely, there's been a lot of hoaxes and
right.
But he's an open-minded guy. I don't know if you guys have ever gone down the Edgar Casey rabbit hole.
Not a whole lot, just videos and stuff where people talk about it, but I never read any of his books, but I know the general overview.
Yeah, he's like the America's most famous psychic. Dr. Little, in my opinion, is like the foremost expert on that. And Edgar Casey had a lot to say about the mound builders and also had a lot to say about the lost tribes of Israel coming to the Americas. And he wasn't a Mormon either. So there's all kinds of interesting, fun little rabbit holes you can go down there.
I know, yeah, because I was able to see some of these Michigan tablets up close. And this is one of my favorites that I was able to see.
Oh my gosh, look at that. That's like a Stella.
Right? And it's about like a foot tall, 8 inches wide. It's double-sided. There's more stuff on the backside too, but I was actually going through your book last night and I noticed on what was this, the Del Norte panel?
Del Norte, yeah. So that's the Western Message petroglyphs. I really do believe there's been some great research on that.
Okay.
You pull that up?
Yeah.
So Western Message petroglyphs. All right. This is a cool one, chat.
I think you'll see what I'm talking about when you pull it up.
This, I believe, was done in the 1800s.
Okay.
Which makes it cool because I don't think they did it as a hoax. I think this is maybe some fraternal brotherhood, some secret society stuff. So I think these appear in 13 different states. Somebody in the chat can go do some research on that. It's probably might be less, but this book right here by Judy Hilbish, Stone Diary, I think she hit the nail on the head. I think this was all created in the 1800s by somebody doing something out with the gold rush. And the most furthest east one is in Colorado. This one's out in Fillmore, Utah. And this one right here is interesting because there was this Mormon guy out in Fillmore, Utah that was convinced that this was Egyptian hieroglyphs, and he had translated it, and there was gold beneath it, and there was gold nearby, and he got these two guys to start dynamiting this huge dynamiting? Is that blowing up with dynamite? What's the word for dynamite? Is that a word? Correct?
I don't even know if dynamiting is a word, but
It's a new word now.
It's a word now.
Claim that down.
We'll call that a Willism. And so they blew this cave deep down in the ground, and they both went working on it one day, and they didn't come up. They died of carbon monoxide poisoning.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was like a big controversy.
Should have put a canary down there. Yeah.
I've been to this one before. I took drone shots of this one. I've seen this one before, and I believe I've seen this one. And then I saw the one out in Del Norte, Colorado as well. I took some of the only photos of that, or had somebody take it. Now, it's kind of interesting. Some of them have the Hamza symbol with like a handprint and an eye inside of it, including the one in Del Norte. But yeah, basically all of these were along the Mormon Trail at one point. Not all of them, but a lot of them were.
Okay.
And some of them are down in Tucson, Arizona, some in New Mexico, and they call them the Western Message petroglyphs. And a lot of them are a mixture of Chinese, Egyptian, And then some northern, kind of up by where you all are from. I can't remember the name of the tribe. It's up in Canada. They had some picture language or picture writing, and it has some of that in there as well. And so there was a guy, I can't remember his name, that worked with Judy Hilbish, the book I showed you, and they're pretty sure these were created in the early 1890s.
Okay.
By one individual. They don't think this was, they think one guy across 13 states, maybe over a decade or two, was just carving these things as he was traveling through. And maybe as a message, who knows why, but
It'd be a lot of work.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite chapters because I went and saw a lot of those personally, and it was just cool. It was it was one of my favorite things I did in the book, trying to search for Western message petroglyphs. Judy Hilbish gave me all the coordinates of the known sites. She's like, keep these secret. And I just was going around the West for like a month looking for these things. So it was cool.
So I got 36 to 39 identified across 8 Western U.S. states, particularly in California. And many of them, nearly 40%, located along the Mormon corridor in Utah.
Yeah, a lot of them are in Utah. Most eastern one is Del Norte, Colorado, on this beautiful cliff in the San Luis Valley. And that's the picture in that book right there, Jeff.
Take it with a grain of salt. That's my 30 seconds of deep dive and research.
That sounds
Hey, you want to see these pictures? It's in his book. Go buy the book.
I met that lady, Deborah. I couldn't find it. I searched for hours, and she said, well, I'll go back and look. I live in the area. So I had to go home for Christmas, and then I got the coordinates and sent it to her. But yeah, there's a picture in my book of her like rock climbing with ropes to get a picture of this thing. It was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I don't know if I put that much trust in a rope.
Yeah,
I know it's kind of what they're for when you're doing that, but I went what do you call it? Into a mine shaft, rappelling. And that was terrifying because the rope just stays down there and stays wet, so it's stretchy. You got like 5 feet of leeway, and you just
exactly. No. Dries asked, "Why would they do this?" In my book, read the book. Dries, I just told you. I told you all about it. I told you the whole chapter. Why would they do it? Possibly, I know, but I think it's possible. It was a message for other travelers that maybe, like, if this was a fraternal brotherhood, maybe they had this language or this written script, and like,
makes sense.
Maybe it's like there's no gold here, or maybe it was just some guy that was esoteric and kind of strange, and
Johnny Appleseed or something traveling around, leaving his mark on the land. Yeah,
Cursed land, don't look here.
Yeah, there's definitely nothing here.
So I also went down the Edgar Casey rabbit hole, Trish. I went out to Piedras Negras, Guatemala, which is like one of the most remote Maya ruins, because a lot of people are convinced that that's the Yucatan Hall of Records that Edgar Casey talks about in his books, or not his books, in his readings. And that one's in Egypt under the Sphinx, one's in Bimini, and one's in the Yucatan. Now, I have to say this about Bimini. I said this on Mike's podcast last week. You know the Bimini Road? Are you all familiar with that?
Yeah, down in Caribbean. Was that a...
Yep.
Cuba?
I guess I'll pull it up. So, do you care if I pour a little bit of cold water on that?
Have at her, man. I'm not. I mean, I've never been able to see it myself in person, so I can't give much of a.
Well,
is it a road or is it just water carving rocks?
So, maybe it's something. But here's the thing, Edgar. The reason that became popular, I'm going to share my screen right now, is because Edgar Casey said in one of his readings, in the year 68, Poseidia will rise again, something like that. And so in 1968, a whole bunch of people, he said it would rise near Bimini, is what he said. So inevitably, in 1968, a lot of people don't know this part of the story. Like, a lot of people went looking for things around Bimini, and they found this. And so that was like the coolest thing they found. And then that's kind of how the legend started. So, I just think people should know that part, that like there might have been a little bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy there. You know, they knew to go look in 68. So in 68, a whole bunch of divers went around. But it is interesting. Like, I mean, look at this one. This is the coolest picture. Some people say it's beach rock.
I don't know.
That's a pretty cool
Yeah.
picture.
Yeah, my introduction to this, I think, was Ancient Apocalypse, the first season when Graham Hancock was
Yeah.
talking about it. And
Yeah.
I mean, it is hard to tell because nature can make amazing things
Yeah.
that a lot of times we copy. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
I love Graham. I do wish he would add that bit of detail that like this originated with an Edgar Casey reading.
Mhm.
For sure. I mean, you know, this was found in 1968, and Casey predicted that, you know, Bimini would rise again in 68. Once again, for the chat, Casey was the American psychic, but it is a straight line there. I mean, that is pretty cool. Straight lines do occur in nature. It's common. It's a lot of people say they don't. They do.
Yeah, they do.
But I don't know what this is. That doesn't have anything to do with Bimini.
Check out our nice
It's
hotel
straight
and
lines.
restaurant.
Yeah.
I mean, especially with rocks, they tend to break off in sharp edges in a lot of cases.
Mhm.
Just go up to New Hampshire, the Granite State, a lot of sharp, flat corners and
Right.
sharp edges. So straight lines. Yeah,
Right, but these are underwater, you know, so erosion
Exactly
a lot
right,
of
yeah.
work on them.
right.
But I mean,
This
you have
is
to
a-
really excavate the whole thing.
This is a good picture right here. That's interesting. And once again, somebody's living in it. But
See these lines? Yeah,
anyways, we can talk about whatever y'all want.
absolutely,
I love Google Earth.
dude. Yeah,
We'll say it does look like a little bit of a boat ramp almost, like you see it like a lake, a little bit just cement pillars. You know, I'm not saying that's what it is. It's just somewhat reminiscent.
Nope, you heard it here first.
I think Graham Hancock said something about like it kind of looking similar to like Roman ports or something like that. Sorry, Graham, if I'm misquoting you, but like something, you know.
yeah. He,
like
he
a
watches this
pier or
show
something, a
regularly,
boat
so
dock.
careful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sean, I like the old Peary Reese map and the fact that it's something that looks like the Bimini Road and the place where the Bimini Road would be,
Yeah.
but above water.
Let's pull that up. Let's see.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I
How do you
suppose I
spell
never really
that?
saw it. I'm sure I was aware of it.
Yeah, that's Graham talked about that on Rogan, Bimini Road. Let me pull that up, Sean. That's a
Yeah,
let's see here.
I watch way too much content to try to remember where it all comes from.
I know. So yeah, I think this is kind of, I'm having trouble finding it. If you
Greg
put it,
Little diving.
so yeah, Greg Little. I just love Greg Little, Dr. Little, who we were talking about. Like, it's who I really used to follow here when I got into all this stuff. And I bought a DVD player so I could watch what you're talking about there, Shaman. He has a DVD where he goes out with his wife scuba diving near Bimini and then another island looking for more evidence of something like a Bimini Road. And I bought a DVD player so I could watch that. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, it seems like if DVD players aren't even a thing anymore. I mean, I don't even know if you can run a DVD on like my Xbox is what I use for my Blu-ray player, but I don't even know if they work DVD anymore.
Probably not. Probably Blu-ray. I bet. Yeah.
Most likely. Did you have that pre-Reese map?
I couldn't find the Bimini Road on it.
Oh,
Andrew,
If you can't find it,
yeah, we can't find it. I like Baldwin's Finger. Thanks for joining us. That was a friend that was with me out in Arizona, Brian.
Nice.
Yeah. Sure, he's great. Only heard him because of Wandering Wolf. Yeah, Wandering Wolf has really opened the door for a lot of people lately. It seems like he's doing awesome. You guys are all doing awesome.
Yeah.
But since I know you got on the topic of Piedras Negras and your trip down there, would you want to go over that? Because that was that video was awesome.
Yeah, this is a cool place. Share my screen. Just let this play in the background while I talk a little bit about it. But this was cool because, and I know you all like adventures,
Mm-hmm.
but I took this drone shot at Piedras Negras. This site is basically untouched. There's been some archaeological work on it by BYU back in like the 30s, and then maybe one other school. But you're going to see here the Usumacinta River. This is the Guatemala side of the border. The other side of the border is Mexico. And this river right here had two large city-states on it, Piedras Negras and then Yaxchilan. Yaxchilan's actually one of my favorite sites that I've ever been to. So I had to drive out to Frontera Corozal, which is out in the middle of nowhere, Chiapas. Like, they make you pay to go into the town. I had to pay $2 to enter. And it's an indigenous village. And yeah, if you want, you can do this trip. However, it's not exactly an easy trip. Here's the river where we took off from. Oh no, we got to watch an ad real quick. Hopefully it's not like Cialis or something crazy like that. Oh God. So this is Alberto, my good buddy there, and beautiful. But check this out, dude. It gets gnarly.
The thatched roof cover on the boat. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's cool though.
And our driver miscalculated a few things right here.
Ooh.
Oh,
Hope you have a bucket on board, man.
Yeah, we needed it. Look at that. And so next scene is actually them doing that.
Wow, you can see the water just sitting there.
Well, that's why the boat has holes. Get the water
Yeah.
out.
It says
It's the
propina.
bilge.
This is asking for propinas or tips right there. So
Wow.
next thing I know, yeah, we're shoveling out water, and there was a crocodile you'll see it here soon. The crocodile just right up the river. I thought we were gonna have to go in for a minute. That's an American. People argue with me. They say that's an alligator. Nope, that's an American crocodile right there. And it's pretty big. So anyways, Piedras Negras this is probably my favorite part of it. Right away, there's a beach. And let me back it up a little bit. You can see this rock that they call La Roca de la Sacrificio, which is like the sacrifice rock. And I don't know if they actually did sacrifices on there.
Yeah.
There's a really cool emblem on it. See this? This right here, you can barely make it out. It's a circle, obviously. It's been eroded away with the river floods, but this is the face of the king from Yaxchilan, and this is the face of the king from Piedras Negras, and they're shaking hands, forming an alliance. They were arch enemies, just up the river from each other. Yaxchilan is one of my favorite places as well, but Piedras, it's easier to get to. Piedras Negras is pretty tough to get to. So my favorite thing, though, actually, I said that was my favorite, but that's not my favorite. My favorite thing was we get to the steam bath houses. Actually, this is pretty funny too. He called these horse balls.
Really, that's
why.
what they.
Well,
that's what
he
they
was
call them,
he
huh?
was he was joking, but but yeah, this is what he said. The bull balls. He called them bull balls. So this is the elite steam bath houses. You see this right here?
Yep. The T windows.
That's a T window right there. And so that's pretty cool because there are T-shaped windows all the way up in Colorado, northern Mexico, Arizona, all the way down to Peru. I saw some down in Peru recently at a place called Ravache in Chachapoyas. And I saw some in Puebla, Mexico as well. And it's just enigma. There's these T-shaped windows that are apparently some type of status symbol. And I talked about this, Jeff, at the Arizona.
Yep.
And anyways, I was not expecting this. I probably wasn't even paying attention to him at this point. I was like, dude, I want to go check out that.
It's like, I know you're telling me what you're supposed to tell me, but let's.
So this is like a steam room. There's some bats up there, I think. But yeah, just check out this T window.
It's cool.
So yeah, the Maya have a glyph called Ikwe or Ik, and it's a glyph, and it means wind. And my friend Luke Caverns one time sent me a video when he was in one of these Maya temples that have these teas, because there's plenty of other Maya places, including like Palenque, that have these teas. And he said that it's as if that T-shape allowed the funnel of wind to be captured perfectly, where it was just coming through with pressure, and there was like a lot of fresh air coming through. So I don't know if that has something to do with it or what.
It's like primitive air conditioning almost.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. Yeah.
I don't know if that's what it means or not, but it is T. It's a T symbol, and it means wind or breath. So
Wind, breath, life.
I mean,
nice.
it initially made me think of like the medieval archery windows in like castle towers. You know,
Oh,
you could
yeah.
go laterally and up and down.
I don't know
And I know this wouldn't apply here necessarily, but this kind of made me think of that. You know,
a lot of people had that exact same theory from the ones in the American Southwest, because those are bigger. There's some that are bigger.
Yep. So
Yep.
you could aim like that, aim like that. Yeah, either way, kind of cool.
Yeah, for sure. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then we climb. There's these huge stelas everywhere. Eventually, and I won't bore you. I'll kind of fast forward to the crescendo. We climb the large pyramid all the way up to the top, and there was an architect named Tatiana that did a lot of the paintings of what Piedras Negras would have looked like, and she's buried at the top here. They buried her body at the top of the pyramid. So
Oh, wow.
she died probably over, I don't know, 70, 80 years ago. Maybe I'm off on that. But I'll show you what maybe it even shows it in here. Yeah. So here's her burial. And then this is like what she created. Obviously, this is a colorized version. But this is what the site would have looked like. She was an architect and an artist. So she was really good at what she did. And you'll see this in just a second. That's what it looked like. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
Yeah, that's what Piedras Negras looked like. And we climbed.
I mean, when you look at the size of the people too, compared
Yep.
for scale, yeah.
Oh yeah. And we climbed all the way up to here, which is where she's buried. That was surreal. That was a really cool moment. I wasn't expecting that. I didn't know. I knew about her, but I didn't know she was buried there.
Yeah, it's. Can you imagine just someone accidentally stumbling across this at this empire at its height?
Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. Like I think of like Apocalypto, and which is not the height, that's on the downfall. But like yeah. Or like, what was it like when Piedras Negras and Yaxchilan were going to war with each other on that river?
Right.
Like, was it just mayhem on that river? So I'll show you that if you want. Just real quick before we move on, Yaxchilan is a really cool spot on Google Earth. I'll put this in. So I went to Yaxchilan the next day, and actually there are many things about Yaxchilan I like better than Piedras Negras. It's not a lot of people go here, but it is easier to get to. It's only like a 1 hour boat ride versus Piedras Negras, like 3 there and 3 back. So, let's see here. What's going on?
Whenever you're ready, I'll throw it up.
Okay, it's ready.
All right.
So this is cool because you see this bend in the river?
Okay.
It's like a huge horseshoe bend, right? And Yaxchilan is this entire circle area. So like the city was just basically a natural moat with one little peninsula in like right here. So I always thought that was really cool. You can't see it from here, but this is all covered in like Maya ruins. And here's some of the best ones right here. And when we were there, both Piedras Negras and this place, howler monkeys. Have you ever heard what howler monkeys sound like? Just like, I don't want to like do a Joe Rogan right now where I'm just like I don't even know how to, just look at close up. It's crazy. They sound like monsters. And so they're just screaming the entire time while you're in the forest.
Jeez.
And it's surreal. But one thing that's interesting about this site, I don't know how I can find a picture of it. I have it on one of my videos. I promise you this will be like the last thing I show on this. Because we can talk about whatever. But
hey,
I'm going to go.
It's phenomenal.
Okay. I'm going to go to another video real quick. There's a stela of a little person, like a little hobbit person that supposedly ruled.
Really?
And yeah, like a little.
So not a child, like an actual small,
like a
Not
small
a-
person.
Like a dwarf?
Really?
Actually, we
Wow.
had a when we were in
like they call them the dwarf people. My guide calls them the dwarf people.
Really?
Huh.
Maybe
All right.
maybe it's the Shire. You never know.
yeah, Shire's
Well,
in Mexico.
There
Yeah.
there are oral histories of these. So check this out. You see it right there. I'm gonna fast forward just a little bit. He's like telling me about these. I was like, dude, I want to go check out these things. What is that right there? And so here we go. So here it is. You see the weird
What?
nose? Yeah,
Yeah, what the heck? They look like elves almost.
yeah, they're elves. And he
Yeah.
said he said,
Keebler
that
elves.
he said that they were from the dark world, that they do dark magic. And
Machine elves.
yeah. And then that some of them would rule for periods of time. And
Interesting.
if you go to the beginning of this, he said that the shamans and these elves, and this guy's also not an archaeologist or anything, but he's just a local that knows a lot about this. You see these, this is really cool. You see these holes right here.
Mm-hmm.
He said that the shamans and like the elves and all this, they would do dark magic, and that's what the elves, but then the shamans, and I don't know what dark magic means. He just kept saying that. But the shamans would listen to the wind coming through these holes right here and compare that with the cosmology or the astrology basically of the sky, and use it to predict when they should go to war, like the best times to go to war or the best times to avoid a famine, or maybe a famine was coming. And it was all about the whistle of that wind right there versus where the position of the stars were in the sky. And that just blew my mind. It's like, that is some, that's some like magic right there, I don't.
That's dark magic.
You
There
got
it is.
There it is.
you got my theological gears turning. I'm thinking of all the connections there. It's
Yeah,
that's just a really cool looking structure, I must say. I'm
it is.
pretty
I wonder-
impressed by that.
Now, do they assume there was more on top of that, or was that kind of the top?
I think so, right? Like it looks like it's cut up.
Mhm.
I don't know how much, but can you hear this?
Who these little people were.
Yep.
And I'm
audio's
gonna
good,
tell-
yep.
Okay, cool.
About some legends
So
of the dwarf.
you'll hear the howler monkeys here in a minute. I want
Oof.
to hear that. But let's see what he says.
So I'm assuming like a guttural
Yes.
screeching
What's
almost.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
assuming they're like a guttural screeching
Oh
type
yeah,
of thing.
right from
Yeah.
the gut. Right.
Were there dwarves here?
Yeah, dwarves.
Tell me about the dwarves.
It's, the dwarves look like supernatural and connected all the time in the darkness place. Yeah, and then all of this is talking about what's happened in this place. It's connected in astronomics life, but on this side, it's talking about the original name, this Maya city. There is the Panchan right there. Split sky. Yeah. Jaguar birth third. Same ritual, sacrifice, waiting for a prisoner. That's a part of this, how they are used to do that.
All right. I'm gonna fast forward to the how. Like
I was gonna say, I think I could hear him.
you can hear it, I'm sure. Yeah.
These amazing ruins with these holes in them that apparently allowed the wind to flow through at certain angles and would whistle and make all this noise, and then they would know based on how the stars were and how the noise was what the fortunes were going to happen next. And listen, you can say that this
I'm yapping here. I'm trying to get to the howler monkeys. Here we go.
in things, sometimes things that are almost unexplainable. And here we have these humans that lived out on this river, connected to the earth, no electronics, quite little distractions other than what they need to do to live and thrive in this river valley. Who knows what kind of stuff they figured out that we have no clue about. And then as for the little people, this is just interesting because every single culture in the Americas has, and I don't want to say every single culture, but most ancient cultures in Americas had a similar story.
So I don't know. I thought there was going to be some howler monkeys.
I could hear them.
You could hear
I
them.
could hear them in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you didn't know what that was, that'd be terrifying.
I mean, they almost sound like dogs. You know.
I know it. You could hear them, but there's this one clip. I must not have put it in there where it's just going crazy, like right at me. So, anyways, that was one of the favorite trips for sure.
Oh, I bet. Does anyone know what the writing or lost language?
The what?
The writing it. Sorry, I think she's talking about maybe the writing on the
really know what the
tablets and
writing.
stuff. With the
That is Mayan. I can't remember the name of. There's like 7 different types of Maya language. The one in Chiapas is I can't remember the name of it, but it's a type of Mayan, and it's not lost. It's actually they have it deciphered, which is pretty cool. So,
Really? Okay, so they've actually broken it down and can interpret it. Really?
totally.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Interesting. You tripped to fall asleep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How'd that go? Fall asleep to that.
Dude, it's like that. Even at the town of Frontera Corzal where I was staying, those howler monkeys are right across the river and they're just screaming at you all night.
Jeez.
What size would they be? Like just an
That's
idea.
a normal monkey. Let's
Really? Okay.
They sound way bigger, but they're
It's like assume I don't know the size.
Because I'm envisioning like this monstrous, huge thing that you wouldn't want to tangle with. You know.
well, look at these pictures. They're bigger than I think they are. Actually, they're pretty big.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a big one right there. Look at that guy. They kind of are.
Geez.
They kind of are freaky looking. They kind of do look like this sound. They
Yeah.
kind of do look like this sound for sure. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to mess with them. Yeah.
Oh. Well, they eat them down there sometimes.
No kidding.
Yep.
Very interesting. I guess you got to do with what you got. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep. They hunt howler monkeys.
Wow.
A lot of jaguars down there as well, and really beautiful scarlet macaw parrots.
Okay. What's up, Mogwai?
Yeah.
Good to see you. Hey, I've been trying to reach out to you, Mogwai, on either X or your phone, so give me an answer if you can.
Who's Mogwai?
Thanks for being here.
Blocked.
Mark, that was hanging out with us in Arizona.
Nice. I remember Mark.
Yep. He was with us in Egypt as well. Little guys, yeah. And Trish was with us in Peru last year. 2 years ago now.
Yeah. So those were my adventures. That was a while ago.
Mhm.
I haven't been adventuring as much lately. Been trying to just make content. But Mike and I are going to Sulawesi in Indonesia in June, I believe.
There you go.
And there's 60,000-year-old cave paintings out there. So maybe the oldest in the world.
That'll be cool. You have to, yeah, I'll have to keep an eye out for that when you guys do that. That'll be awesome.
For sure.
Now, when you do these trips down to South America or Mexico, do you just pick a spot and just drive there, or do you have to like set up like the whole trip sort of thing?
No, I usually show up and then maybe have an idea of a couple places I want to go, but then I hear about something along the way and I go.
Okay.
So at the time I was teaching online, and so a lot of this stuff would happen on weekends or I take a day off or whatever. But yeah, some of the coolest stuff I've done. I'm trying to think I think Piedras Negras, I didn't even know about that until I got down there. And so went down there and I was like, okay, well, I'll drive there. I asked them how much it would cost to take me. I said, okay, cool, let's go. So that happens quite a bit. I'll go down with some ideas. Like if I'm in Peru, I want to see Machu Picchu, maybe do the Inca Trail. But like once I'm there, I find out about some museum that has bearded men, right? Or something crazy like that, or the Nazca mummies, or whatever. And so a lot of times I'll show up, someone will tell me about it, a guide or someone I meet while traveling, or a museum. I'll read something in a museum and be like, what? That is crazy. And then I'll go to the place.
That's pretty cool. I'm always I think I'd have to try it a few times before I got comfortable doing that. Be with someone, because I'm always overthinking in my head, like, okay, well, you're gonna do this wrong, this is gonna happen. Then before you know, you're gonna be a prisoner for the cartel.
Pretty much, yeah. Gonna see Jeff on TV with a bag over his head, being held ransom. You know.
Yeah, I want to do a lot of the shit I did back then today. Like, I mean, I probably would do some of it, but I'm actually looking forward to going to Asia. Asia's a little safer. I've done some crazy shit in Latin America, and you know, when I drove my car through Mexico, we don't have to have plates in Kansas on the front, and so that just screwed me over so bad because everything I was doing was legal, but it threw the cops off so much. So I got pulled over like 7 times on my way down there.
Oh, jeez.
They always ask me, why don't you have plates?
Mm-hmm.
And some of them would want money. And it's like, you know, I didn't want to get played, but I also didn't want. Me and Mike actually got robbed by the Peruvian police.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, they made up a bull crap fine for us not having our lights on at like 4:00 p.m. in the afternoon. And there was nothing we could really do. They had our passports. We were out in the middle of the desert. So we gave them like $200. It sucked. But
Oh, what are you going to do, you know, too?
Yeah. Yeah, Ruas, how'd you get on with travel permits? Is there a system of hoops you have to go through?
no, if you're an American citizen, you can basically go wherever you want in the world except for you can go to North Korea too. Heck, you can even go to Iran. I got a guy from Iran that's been trying to get me to go out there on a tourist visa for history, which apparently is like he's taking other Americans out there. Where's somewhere you can't go as an American? Maybe Venezuela. You might even be able to go there.
Well, we kind of just show up there when we want to.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. We discombobulate them. That's what we do. Yeah,
I think we're welcome there now.
I think so. I hear Iran's really pleasant this time of year too. Yeah.
Iran, I wish things would be cool over there because that looks amazing. Like,
dude, you see footage from the 70s and stuff. It looks like a beautiful place. It does.
Persian Empire, you know, there's so much there. And just also landscape-wise, the country looks awesome. But as for travel permits, no, like, you're good. I'm not a big vaccine guy. A lot of people ask me, how do you travel without? I'm like, dude, no one's ever asked me for a vaccine card. So I don't know.
Maybe in LA to get into a Starbucks or something, but that's about it.
Vietnam, yeah.
Yeah.
Vietnam, I had to get a travel visa. It was really easy to do. So.
Jim Fry, hey Jim, used to work in Mexico. That adventure getting out when you have your wallet and passport stolen. Ooh, took me loans, friends, and 3 days to get back to Texas.
Yeah, screw that, man. That sucks.
Yeah.
Wait, you know, man, that would suck. I'm so paranoid about stuff like that whenever I go on trips. Like, I'll have money in like 4 different locations, both shoes, underwear.
Same.
Yeah, you gave away your secrets.
Yeah, damn it.
Damn. Now they know where to rob you, Jeff.
I buy burner phones. Like, when I go to Colombia, I went and saw some cool megaliths in Colombia, and I love Colombia. I actually think it's one of the most underrated history places. But I like every single person I've never been to Medellin for this reason, but like every single person I had met that had been there was like, oh yeah, I got robbed at gunpoint. It's like, geez, like, I'm not trying to have that situation happen. And if I did, I'm definitely not trying to have my phone with all my personal information in there stolen. So I bring a burner phone that just has like WhatsApp out there. Yeah. But I've never had any problems other than police. Police are the only ones that give me problems abroad. It's happened a couple times where the police try to shake me down a bit, but never had anything strange happen with the person.
I can imagine it's just like here, you know, you go stupid places at stupid times with stupid people and you look for trouble. You're probably going to find it, you know, but if you keep to yourself, I can imagine, you know, I'm not a traveler myself, but I can imagine, like you said,
I don't really party. Like, I'll hang out. I used to party.
Same.
Don't get me wrong. I used to. But I go back to my hotel room after dinner in Latin America.
Yeah.
And other than like Argentina, Paraguay, the safest countries in Latin America, in my opinion, are Argentina, Paraguay, Uruguay, Chile. Those are
Okay.
pretty safe.
How would you feel about El Salvador current day?
So El Salvador is also
Yeah.
now at the top of the list because
I think
Bukele,
it's top like in the world. I think.
Yeah. Bukele put his dictator hat in and was like,
Yep.
you know, if you're anything even close to a gangster, you're going to prison. And so,
I always say Bukele for king of South America. That's what I'm saying. So
well, yeah, he's
Good
he's
Thanks for
people
joining.
can say whatever. You know, he was elected in a landslide, and I guess he has a mandate to do what he's going to do. So
very effective. Yes.
yep.
I guess so.
I did go
Anyway.
to Cambodia, and I almost died of dysentery.
Oh,
Yeah, that was
real
rough.
life Oregon Trail.
Yeah, I
No
barely
kidding.
made it to Angkor Wat. I didn't actually almost die, but it was getting close to like day 10, and I was getting worried. And I went to Angkor Wat one day to go see the dinosaur relief carving or whatever that thing is. I don't, it's actually probably a dinosaur. It looks like a dinosaur, but I was in really bad shape in Cambodia, and I left soon afterwards. I want to go back, but
Yeah, I don't know. I have a blind spot for a lot of Asia. I don't know why. Like everything is like mostly like South America and parts of like Egypt
Asia-
and all that, you know. But
Asia's amazing.
Yeah, but more of it's been coming out lately on a lot of stuff in like India and Asia. It's like holy shit, they got a lot going on over there.
Indonesia.
Oh, Asia's awesome, but the
Mhm.
price for us to get over there is a big setback.
But once you get there, Vietnam is the cheapest country in the world. It doesn't necessarily have like megaliths, but they have cool cave systems with petroglyphs and really cool history. Vietnam's so cheap.
Okay.
Like, go ball out and feel like you're a bajillionaire in Vietnam.
For,
So I can go buy
2-3
anything in
months.
Vietnam. Yeah.
You can have like a really nice apartment with a sauna and a gym for like $400 a month.
My neighbor's talking about doing that.
I know Andy's
Or
been,
retiring and moving down there. I was like, go for it, man. Live your
Yeah.
dream.
Yeah.
I know Andy's been talking about is living like a king in Thailand. So
Yeah, Thailand's also
Thailand, really? Andy, what
Yep.
you looking for? Man, careful.
Thailand's also cheap. Right now, Japan is cheap because their yen got crushed over the last 2 years by the dollar. So Thailand's actually been struggling because a lot of people are traveling to Japan because for the first time in a while, it's pretty cheap for Americans.
I was gonna say I know a lot of people, not including Wandering Wolf Strip over there, that have been going.
Yep.
Yeah, Geeks and Gamers, Nerdrotic, all them, they're going this year, I think.
With
Yeah,
Mike
so-
from
Yeah,
Wandering
they're
Wolf.
going to Mike. Yeah,
Yep.
that's
Nice.
in end of May, beginning of June.
And then I'm meeting Mike soon after that. Maybe I'll go to Japan and join that because
There you go.
I'm going to meet Mike right after that. $1,400
For the trip.
trip. Dang.
Is that for the flights or the trip itself? Because we were looking at flights, and that was almost the same amount of price as the trip itself with Mike. So, and there's no way in hell I was gonna be able to swing that close to the Egypt trip.
I've
will
heard they're
say-
really nice to Americans in Japan, too. I've heard they're
yeah.
very friendly. Yeah.
As long as you're nice to
No,
them.
no grudges, you know?
No grudges. Same thing with Vietnam. Same thing with
Yeah.
Vietnam. No, it's no
Yeah.
grudges. Very nice. Vietnam definitely a little more hustle culture. Japan very clean, very respectful. But I will say, if you ever wanted to just get out of the country and see some cool stuff, Mexico City is amazing, and you can fly right in, and it's a big city with everything you need. You can also find the third world in Mexico City, but you can find the first world as well in Mexico City, and stay at a very comfortable, nice, relatively affordable hotel, and go see Teotihuacan. You can go see where the Aztec and the Spanish had it out at Templo Mayor. Mexico City is actually probably one of my favorite cities in the world, and every single American, not every single, a lot of the American cities fly direct there. So,
Okay.
dang, Rue got robbed in Argentina.
I saw that.
Oh yeah. So after they gave me a wad of money the size of a baseball bat, yeah. So they went through. Same thing happened to me, Rue. They had hyperinflation. So
Mhm.
like $50 is like a huge wad of
Oh,
bills over there.
Yeah.
And you bought a 10-cent Coke, which worked out to $36 US.
Sounds like Zimbabwe with the $1 trillion bills and stuff.
That's funny.
Crazy.
Yeah, Argentina was interesting because Airbnbs and accommodations were cheap, but yeah, food was expensive the last time I was there because of that inflation situation.
Mhm.
Where prior, everything was cheap. Everything was cheap. So I don't know.
well, even when we were in Peru, I mean, everything was phenomenally cheap for the American dollar, at least.
Yeah.
When we got to Lima, Andy and I, we got to Lima and went to like a TGI Fridays or something like that. And it
Yep.
was more expensive than getting a meal back home all of a sudden. Like, well, you
Yeah.
can tell we're in an international airport.
Did you go to the TGI Fridays in like that's near the ocean in Lima? I think I that's a really popular spot. There's like a little mall. I've been to that same TGI Fridays, is why I'm asking. So,
Okay, this was in the airport, so
okay.
yeah. I don't know. It was. I think it was nighttime.
It was definitely night-ish or early morning or something like that. And we're looking at the
Mhm.
prices and we're like, is this American or is this Peruvian? And we're like, I don't know. Just
Yeah,
this is what I got.
for
Yeah.
sure.
It was American.
But yeah,
man, whew,
yeah, it's steep.
have
But
fun,
that's really
Dries.
fun, Dries.
Dude,
That's
I
fun.
really want to go, but I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Oh well. Now I don't know if anyone remembers you mentioning it or hasn't followed you at all, but I know it's been a pretty big topic for you lately. Is the Nazca mummies? Because I see a lot of people fighting. I mean, you've kind of kicked the hornet's nest with your videos. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you got to get that out there instead of having the one-sided view. I'll let you kick it off with that.
Yeah. I saw Rue in the chat. Rue and me. Rue's been joining in on the fun too.
Good guy.
Shout out to Rue. So yeah, the Nazca mummies are fake. For 9 years, there's been several other debunks of them as well over the last 9 years, but the debunks, as you'll see with my videos, they don't get nearly as many views as their real videos, like literally 1/1000th of the views. But I put out something in early January that got the attention of the right people. Jeremy Corbell, I was on his podcast with George Knapp, Weaponized,
Nice.
which was cool. That's like, I'm not big in the UFO topic, but when I do go into it, I listen to them. I go to their podcast. And then I was just on Jesse Michaels, it's not released yet, but you'll be seeing a podcast with me on Jesse Michaels' podcast soon with the doctors that I interviewed. Dr. Proctor, who's a bioanthropologist who specializes in the hands and the feet, who for 2 years has been trying to get someone to pay attention to him, where he's like, hey guys, these are fake. There's hand bones in the feet. Maria's thumb is clearly cut off. The articular surface where like it should articulate is still there. There's no reason for it to not be there. And the metacarpal one appears to be in the central digit of the second phalange. And so that made a lot of waves. And then just for good measure, I just recently interviewed Dr. William Morrison, who's the former president of the Society of Skeletal Radiology. I think between him and Proctor, those are two of the best experts in the world. And so then people go, well, what about the other experts? So myself and Raul from Pillars of the Past, what a lot of people don't know, and I'm okay saying it, like me and Raul have been talking about this for a while. Like Raul and I would get on the phone months ago and just talk for hours about like, how is this getting so crazy? Like, we're pretty sure people are getting carried away with these. And we went down quite the rabbit hole, which tells you a lot about these supposed experts that are saying these are real. And I would like to encourage everyone to go to Raul's page, Pillars of the Past. I had a little expose about it as well. Raul's is so much better than mine. His is really entertaining and like pretty funny actually. And it's going wild on Twitter right now. He's got like 40,000 views on Twitter, it's for whatever reason, YouTube doesn't like Nazca Mummies debunks videos. It loves their real videos, but it's going crazy on Twitter. And so, I'm about to be done with that. I think the right people have seen it. In 1 year from now, the Nazca Mummies will be front and center in front of 60,000 radiologists as a result of Dr. William Morrison getting involved now. He's like big time, and he's going to present this at a conference. So nice. Yeah, go sub to Raul Pillars of the Past. He's like my favorite YouTuber.
He's got awesome videos too.
Yeah, and he's got some good stuff that's about to come out. And just keep your eyes on Raul in the next coming weeks. He's about to go big time, I think. So, they're fake, and it's unfortunate. It's a lot of people have their whole identities wrapped up in this. So there's a lot of heat coming our way right now. But I started this 2 years ago. I should have said that at the beginning. I went down to Peru 2 years ago and was at the infamous press conference. I was interviewing proponents, telling their side of the story, trying to get my head around everything. And the conclusion I've come to is that these are all fake, not just the little ones, not some of the big ones, like all of them. And so Dr. Morrison looked at the DICOM scans of 4 of these and just tore these to shreds. You can see that in my video that's called "This is a Hoax," the Nazca Mummies Scam on YouTube. And I'll be releasing the full video on Twitter of my interview with Dr. William Morrison.
Figured I'd show some pictures of what kind of. This is where it started, right? A few years ago.
Well, not necessarily. It started
ago?
with Maria. You see that one in the bottom left with the red background? This is where it started. It started with this one. And then those little ones started coming out. And then some other big ones started coming out. And Maria has clear signs of amputation on her hands and her feet. And there's always things people say, she has an abnormally large head. That's not true. There's a lot of just nonsense with this that people just assumed was true, and they ran with it. They always hear she has an abnormally large head. Dr. Proctor, who's a bioanthropologist, looked at the formula that they used for that, and they used the wrong metric. And when you do it with the right metric, she has a normal sized head. She has an elongated skull, but like volume wise, nothing abnormal.
Okay.
So, yeah. These are definitely fake, and
these little ones crack me up.
Yeah, and these doctors, these experts were saying these ones were real, even the little ones.
So, really goofy look. I mean, they're just goofy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's always funny. You always want to believe that, there's like some little green men type creatures out there, but
I wanted to believe for sure.
Yeah.
And so, all the Tridactyl people have blocked me on Twitter with the first video. They were talking a bunch of shit. Second video, they've all blocked me now. So,
really,
it is what it is. I would highly suggest watching Raul's video if you want the full story of like some of the nonsense that's gone on for 20 years with these characters and promoting these. So,
I'm gonna check out his channel, subscribe, and give that a watch. Cause
he just goes out there and just walks to the mountains with just goes on Google Earth, looks at stuff. All right, I'm going there. And goes.
It's one of the best YouTube channels. It's so exciting. I love following him. I found him on Instagram over a year ago, and we become really good friends. I've really appreciated his friendship. He's a good guy, Raul. So he got shouted out on the Joe Rogan podcast a couple weeks ago. Ironically, by a guy that's like a huge mummies believer. But yeah.
Oh boy. What's up, Eli? For being here.
The skulls are real. Yes, Trish. The skulls are real skulls. These are real human bodies for sure. Yeah, Amazing Adventures with Paper Mache.
Yep.
Maybe some of it, but like these are real bodies. That's what's crazy. That's the screwed up. I wouldn't care. Like if people want to do goofy stuff and promote it, cool, whatever. What's made me upset though is these are actually real bodies. Like these are real desecrated.
Yeah, that's kind of
Hmm.
like desecration. Exactly. Yeah, that's a shame because they didn't consent to having their remains be used for that. That's dishonorable. Yeah,
Frankenstein.
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah,
much.
that is. Yeah, the more and more you
If it
think
was
it's
fake, like if it was totally fake, okay, that's one thing,
Yeah.
But someone's remains, that's horrible.
Yeah, so it's also super illegal. Like, and then they were selling
That's a good point.
Maria, the first one was listed on the black market for $1 million.
Really.
Somebody put in like I think somebody was about to buy before they took her away, where she can be sold. Some of the big ones have sold for hundreds of thousands. Some of the little ones have sold for like 50,000. Like people are getting scammed here. The whole thing's a fraud.
wow. I need to make myself one. Throw it up on eBay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. For
Let's
sure.
see if I can find my favorite Nazca mummy, or one of the mummies, the one with the big head.
Oh yeah.
Does she own a daycare in Minnesota by any chance?
Oh boy,
Is that why?
I can't remember what that one with a really huge head.
Yeah. Are you talking about
That
the
was
one I
fake.
put out there?
Mm-hmm.
They don't have that on the website because it's so obviously fake. So here I'll show you one of mine. This one's crazy. Joe is here. First of all, look at that face. Like, whoa, that's crazy. Looks like an alien, right? Like, but then you look at the scans and it's like it's a normal human head. Let's see if we can find a scan. Oh, they don't even have it.
I mean, that's not like it's like skin and actually like eyelids or anything. I mean,
look at this. His head's like, this one might be one that they use multiple bodies from different people to put into one. His head's like falling off. Yeah. There's one of these is titled Butthole because apparently his butthole.
Oh jeez.
Where's that one at? I don't know. That one. It's butthole. So, and I'm not laughing at I'm laughing at the fact that they even put that on the website.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, but yeah, it's pretty crazy. I actually know the guy that owns this website and I like him. He's I consider him a friend. We're completely opposite on this right now.
Mm-hmm.
These guys don't want to hear what I think is the reality of the situation. And I think they keep pivoting. So
Interesting. Reverse scam with the vases.
Vases.
Yeah, the
yeah.
I mean, I've seen. Go ahead, Will.
I just saw that the original guy that was interested is cooled down a little bit and said, I think some of these are not ancient. Is that right?
That's what I've been hearing too.
Not when I say the original guy, I don't mean Matt Bill. I mean the guy that was studying them, right?
I think so. Yeah. Dave from Mike and Dave's Multiverse just had Matt Bell on the other day, and they were talking about it a little bit. So that was a pretty good episode. And
what does Matt think? Is Matt's okay with the investigation and the guy, right? Like, or
yeah, he's from what he said on the episode was he said, he said, I have an open mind. He said, if it goes one way, that's great. If it goes the other way, if it goes that they're fakes or modern made, and that means we just completely uncovered a scam in the historical art department.
That's the correct way to do it. That's shout out to Matt for that. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get to the bottom of it. And he spent his hard-earned money on it. And so at the end of the day, if it becomes that it's a scam, he helped uncover that. And people can say whatever, but like he put the money up to figure it out.
That sounds like an incredibly mature and reasonable response to everything. The way he approached that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
sorry.
I was just going to say, all I knew about it was that the guy said that there were some issues that he believed that maybe there's like provenance and there's different ones, and some of them aren't the ones that they're not the same. Some of them are more precise than the ones that are actually in the museum. Is that correct?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyone that doesn't know, the vases we're talking about are allegedly pre-dynastic stone vases. And they're made out of like granite, and these ones are actually in the Cairo Museum. So not
So
only
those are
these,
carved. They're not clay or anything.
no,
Those
these are
actual
made out of like
carved stone.
granite. Yeah, diorite,
Wow.
dolerite, all
Okay.
that stuff.
So
And
Rue, oh sorry, I
I
just
was gonna say,
Rue, like here's the thing though, like the guy's professional and he's probably got work he's got to do. So unless he's just really kind with his time, I don't fault him for wanting a little bit of funding for his work, right? Like I don't know, there's different ways to look at that. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, like, because these ones are, from what I'm aware, the original ones that were found in Egypt, and you can tell just by looking at it, they're not completely perfect. But the ones that were for sale on the markets and auctions and stuff like that, and they did all the testing for them, they were like completely like lathe, modernly made with a lathe, perfect. So that's what the controversy about that is. But either way, I mean, even this thing's the size of the palm of my hand. They're incredible. The ones that are in the museum.
Yeah, I was gonna say, regardless, even the ones that maybe aren't perfect are just incredible for
Right.
what it's just incredible they were able to make that precise. Even the ones that aren't perfect, So
So
yeah.
I didn't go to Cosmic Summit last year, but I did get one of the vases or 2 years ago that people were getting. So I got that from Matt Bell's
Nice.
store, just a CNC
cool.
or 3D printed, and I think it's actually modeled off of one of the ones that they had that they were doing testing on, and I mean it is completely perfect. But what's really interesting, even the ones that are in the Cairo Museum, is the sides are so thin. Some of them are like a fingernail thin,
Wow.
and I don't know how.
How would they
ancient
carve
times.
them that thin? Yeah. I mean, a lot of trial and error, I bet. But yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Matt Bill's cool because he's like the perfect example of like someone that has a passion outside of what he does for a living.
Mm-hmm.
This is his passion, and he's like puts his money where his mouth is with a lot of this stuff. So I actually think that's really cool. It's like, I'm going to buy these and let's get to the bottom of it.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, you can see how thin they are. Like something like this, you could put like probably a light bulb or a light inside, and it would shine through all these little quartz crystals.
Makes me think maybe they would carve the interior part out first, and then maybe like pack it with sand to support the interior, then carve the outside inward, possibly. Maybe as a method. I don't know, but
I like
it's
that
really
idea.
thin. It's really thin. Yeah.
Yeah, no, some pretty neat stuff.
So what are you guys' like favorite alternative history stuff that like maybe not favorite, but like the ones, what's a topic where you're absolutely certain, not certain, but what's the topic that you really think needs more inquiry and you have a hunch that there's some validity to it?
I know what I want. I'll let Isaac go first, or Andy.
Andy, go ahead.
No, after you.
All right.
Mine's completely
Dude,
not even
Mine are
relevant.
politically.
It's
a
wild.
lot of mine are politically incorrect. But
That's okay with I'll leave that up to Jeff. That's okay with me.
Yeah. No, a lot of stuff too. I'm very theologically based too. A lot of Christian history,
Okay.
a lot of Crusade stuff. I err on the side of they were justified. So that's
Yeah. You think the Christian? Yeah, I got you. I won't even say. I wasn't. But okay. So, well, I mean, it's like powers in this world all the time gain power and go to war, wage war, and conquer. And
yes,
with all kinds of different religions. And so, yeah, why? I don't know. So, I don't think you should feel any shame as a Christian that the Crusades happened 1,000 years ago.
And tragedies happen in war too, and things. I think people misinterpret things for glorifying war when war should always, of course, be avoided. And no one I don't think anyone it's okay to question history. I mean, you're not glorifying violence or tragedy. That's not the point. It's still okay to ask questions. You know, nothing.
Yeah. Like I
nothing
watch
wrong with that.
Yeah, anytime there's a new like World War II documentary, I watch the hell out of it. Not
Yeah.
because I thought it was a good thing. I think it's just still it's a big part of world history. And
The
it's really
consensus
interesting
on
how
that
it
one's a
works.
hot topic. Get on X for that. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we can keep our alternative topics to like 500 years prior to now. So we can keep
Yes.
No.
Two topics are crazy.
Even on this channel, like Jeff, we've talked about giants and the flood, the Great Flood, the global phenomenon of the Great Flood. I mean, even people can't come eye to eye on the flood. Even
we have a lot of stuff.
A lot
like
of different opinions on that. Yeah,
creation stories. I mean, there's all similarities
100%.
around the world. Absolutely. No, I like for myself. I believe my alternative history, the pseudo archaeologist, ancient alien guy that they call it, probably put me in the whole bunch with is Michigan's copper made it around the world.
Yeah, that's true.
There is. Yep. And working with Ricardo Calvario and all the stuff that he's been doing his research on, his papers, where there was more copper mined in this area than we have accounted for. And in the Bronze Age, they had more bronze tools and artifacts found than they have copper mines to make up for. So
is there a way to see like the purity level of like copper in the Americas versus like copper in Europe to like think that maybe some of it, like physical evidence of that, like
absolutely, they did some testing last year, isotopic testing, from some chunks of Michigan copper, which is purity is like 99.98 and higher, 99.8 and higher, and they took some like microscopic tests of that because they're testing parts per billion, and then they took some Bell Beaker people bronze tools and compared it to each other and Otzi the Iceman's axe. And from what their analysis was that Otzi's axe contained Michigan copper. And I think one of the tools may have, but they were really close. But I think the Bell Beaker tools were not Michigan copper.
Are you talking about that mummified guy or the ice guy?
Yeah.
The Iceman. Yeah, I want to buy a reproduction of his knife that they got.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
They sell those. Yeah, they're pretty cool.
I'm trying to think where that was. I think it was on X.
This OT right here. I pulled it up on my.
Where was he found again, Jeff? Otzi.
I think it was in the Austrian Alps.
Here, this is the photo right here. This is crazy.
Right?
Holy smokes. Can you imagine? Be like, what the hell?
Didn't they find even like food rations on him? I think like grain and stuff. And
yeah, he had his little pack full of shit. I'm trying to find
crazy
the analysis that they did last year because one of the guys that's a big part of it, Rick Osman, they've been doing a lot of the putting stuff in for the research, and they actually one of the biggest problems that they have with people questioning the testing was, okay, well, yeah, you have these artifacts, but how can you prove these artifacts are legit? And they really, provenance and all that stuff. So this time around, they're doing more testing, but this time they're getting their the artifacts they're using from a guy that curates for like national museums and stuff. So they're getting stuff like that from him. And I don't know if they started the testing or not this time around, but hopefully they have.
What about you? What about you, Andrew?
Kind of relates to what we were talking about earlier. Who discovered America first, or who was here first and everything. Kind of ties in with Jeff's copper thing of if got a metal detector finally for Christmas. So go out and hopefully, well, obviously I'm not going to find anything, but just go out there and adventure around and see if we can find any evidence of something from a time before Columbus of like who was here in the copper mines. Was it just traded and eventually got over there? Was it actually like a boat or something? The Wisconsin, the pond of Mendota Lake, like the 10,000-year-old boats, canoes they found buried under there. I'm like, there's something there.
If there was a trade route or a trade network that was unknown. I have to think that it wouldn't actually be Europeans that were mining in Michigan necessarily, but natives who had a trade deal with these guys that were coming
That's-
over to the coast or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it came through the grapevine, like, went to this
That's-
tribe, and then it eventually ended up in Virginia or whatever, wherever. I don't know. And then they'd pick it up from there, just like thinking logistically on cost benefit analysis of going all the way there or whatever,
Right. Yeah.
But-
when I first started doing all this, I was like, okay, from everything I've been reading and been told and stuff, it's someone else came and mined the copper. Someone else came and mined the copper. The more and more I've been doing it, it's like, no, someone traded for the copper. That's like you said, and I'm starting to believe that a lot more. It's a little more feasible,
right.
I mean, granted, you can take waterways and roads from the oceans all the way into the Great Lakes. I mean, they do it nowadays. But then the argument is, well, we've never found any bronze tools or anything artifact from those other places. It's like, well, why would you trade bronze for copper to make bronze? So that's always their argument is, oh, there's no bronze tools here. It's like, well, yeah, why would you trade bronze for copper? I don't know, little things like that.
That would be like if you were going from Europe, that would actually be the best. I guess you could go Hudson Bay.
Mm-hmm. You can even take the St. Mary's or St. Lawrence Seaway
St.
through.
St. Lawrence, from New Brunswick. Yeah, so Quebec City. Yeah.
Yeah. Granted, you have to do some portaging, but.
And that's when in the age of adventure and stuff. Why wouldn't they?
Right.
Or I'm sure they wouldn't
even
most of the time, but
but even thousands of years ago, I mean, the waters are going to be higher or lower in different areas. Thousands of years will reshape that whole waterway.
Yeah. So I think mine is probably that topic's really fascinating, and I like the idea of people coming from the old world before Columbus. And I also like the idea that, like, one of the reasons Columbus went is because he had heard through the grapevine of, like, these places that had already been found. So, like, there's Prince Madoc is a Welsh prince that his brothers were about to go to war with each other. And he's like, I'm out. I'm not going to go to war with my brothers. And he went west. And you have these rumors of I guess it's not even rumors. Like, it could have been rumors, but Thomas Jefferson wrote Lewis and Clark a letter asking them to go check out the Mandam tribe up, I think, somewhere maybe near Montana or something, and see if they spoke Welsh, because there was rumors that
Really?
spoke Welsh. Yeah. And then also there was another guy, I can't remember his name, that got kidnapped by some natives. And they let him go when they realized that they could understand each other. That, like,
Wow.
He was a Welshman, and he was like, I think I know what you're saying. And they're like, we think we know what you're saying. It was different, but, like, it was Welsh. Can't remember what that guy's name was. It's in my book, Jeff.
I was going to say, I bet you I could find it, because I remember I was thumbing through and saw that.
And there's
Like,
the Mandam tribe had a boat that looked like a Welsh cortical, which is like a circular boat. The same tribe. They were a little lighter skinned. That's kind of interesting to me. I like that.
Maybe
story.
some white boys got over here early and just partied and stayed and never left.
or
and,
shipwrecks and everything. Like,
Well,
that too, yeah. Well, like, look at the Spaniards off the coast of Ireland too. It was shipwreck. That's how they ended up there.
And then intermarried.
Exactly right. Yeah.
That they were full-blooded Welsh, but, like,
Right.
they maybe kept some customs. And yeah, you had all these shipwrecks from the Spanish and the Maya area too. And they, like, or even in my last video with DeSoto, you had Juan Ortiz that lived with that tribe in Florida for like 10 years, So
Even the in your Amazon video, the white Indians that came out, like tall white males and all that stuff.
I got a lot of crap for that, but that's what they said. That's Oriana's story. He said that they were tall and white warrior women, and he says they're white. And people say, well, that means that they're just lighter skinned, and maybe for sure, but, like, it's just something to note that he said they were white. Said they were white as any Spaniard, is what he said. That's his quote. They were white as any Spaniard. So
Wow.
interesting.
And Jeff, didn't we talk about too? There's old mentions of red-haired people visiting way back in I think South America, right? Were we talking about that?
Yeah, we did. I'm trying to think exactly.
Was that the Giants episode? We talked about that.
The thing is,
can't
a lot of these mummies, it happened out in the American Southwest too. A lot of the mummies in South America, when you mummify, you lose pigmentation in like your skin and your hair, and it can turn red. So I wonder if that's fueled some of that.
Possible. Could be, yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was thinking on the Giants thing. I was trying to remember with Lovelock Cave.
Lovelock Cave.
That's what it was. Yeah.
I got a little bit of information on that in the book. So apparently, with all these things, you can always go find something that's to a lesser degree of the legend, but is still interesting. So Lovelock Cave, I'm pretty sure they found an individual that was like 6'4" or 6'5", which is a very big Native American, depending on the tribe. But out in the American Southwest, it's very big. The ancestral Puebloans were not that big. And so I think there was like a 6'4" guy that was found in the early 1900s there. And Dr. Greg Little talks in his book about how the Smithsonian themselves, and this book is by him and Andrew Collins, and it's called something about Denisovans. It's this theory that maybe there was some Denisovan DNA in the Americas. But they found in the Smithsonian, between the Carnegie Institute and the Smithsonian's Bureau of Ethnology, 17 examples of them citing 7-foot to 7'8" skeletons. And people go, well, that's not a giant. And it's like, actually, yes, it is. That's very rare even today. We're used to it. We're desensitized to it because we see Wimby dunking on, we see these guys in the NBA dunking on each other every night.
Yep.
It's extremely rare. It's extremely rare to be over 7 foot. Like,
yes.
If you're over 7 foot, there's a good chance you go to the NBA.
Yep. Or you have a lot of like health issues. Like most people over that height, because that gigantism and stuff comes with it. But I think there's 3,000 people, I don't know if it's in America or just in the world, that are over 7'2" that have no health complications. They are just massive.
Yeah, they don't have gigantism. So gigantism is when you have a tumor on your pituitary gland, and like you can't stop growing. The tumor makes it where like there's no regulation of your growth, and that as a result your heart gets too big and some bad things happens. Tallest guy I ever saw in my life had that. His name was Sun Mingming. Google Sun Mingming. I'll pull him up right now.
Something Wong.
Sun Mingming. This guy was 7'9". This guy's 7'9".
And they're not exactly as proportioned too sometimes, right? With gigantism.
No.
Yeah, like you see like the NBA players and stuff, like they're proportioned, they're just huge, you know. But like I think Shaquille O'Neal, I think he's gonna live to a ripe old age. He's just he's just a tall ass dude, you know.
Tall people do live shorter lives. That is true. So
makes sense. I mean, there's more strain on the system. So.
Right. Look at that. Oh my gosh. He was playing basketball in Dodge City, Kansas for a semi-pro team, and he's not even jumping here. That's the Rock right there.
Wow. Whew. That's a big dude.
Yeah.
And he had gigantism. He's still alive.
That's a small rock.
Yeah. That's a pebble.
That's a pebble at that point. Yeah.
But so you know, I wonder if the myths of that come from, you know, there was like some elite. By the way, I think they were Native Americans. I think a lot. I don't see a lot of people think they were white kings or whatever. I'm sure there's some oral histories or whatever from natives but like, I believe it's what's the tribes in Ohio? I'm sorry, it's late here where I live.
Yeah, I was gonna say, which one? Which tribes in Ohio? Is it Mississippian?
Adena.
Adena.
Adena. So Dr. Little calls this the Adena elite hypothesis, which was that the Adena elite were like this super tall group of Native Americans that maybe ended up getting killed off by the rest of them. And this is who they're finding in these burial mounds that are like 7 foot, 6 foot. A lot of them were like 6'5", 6'6", 6'7". And then all of a sudden you'd get a few that were like 7 foot, 7'2". Mm-hmm. And people will say, well, they didn't measure them correctly. And it's like, I don't know. They listed a bunch of them. So who knows? And maybe.
And I mean, anything over 7 feet tall, I think, is pretty much qualified as being a giant. I do believe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So people think a giant like, 16 feet tall, 20 feet tall. It's like, no, we're not talking fantasy. We're talking like just big people. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Dr. Little said like there was no evidence of these 8-footers you hear about in the newspapers. That he never found anything crazy like that. But like 7-footers, you can go read in the Bureau of Ethnology reports, which is the Smithsonian. They talk about 7-foot skeletons. Pretty cool.
Yep. And they're gone now.
And they're gone.
Yep. What I was going to go back to that book you were talking about with Dr. Little and Andrew Collins. It's Denisovan Origins. Yep. Hybrid Humans, Göbekli Tepe, and the Genesis of Giants of Ancient America.
That's a crazy book. I read it.
I need to get that.
It was
but
good.
I need to start reading the books that I have.
It was good. He also has one called Origin of the Gods, I think. It's pretty good. It's like about UFOs and skinwalkers. Or not necessarily skinwalkers, but same thing, which is trickster spirits, and it's
okay.
Okay, so my favorite alternative history thing is that I think going back to Hueyatlaco, which is the idea that humans have always been in the Americas at some point. Maybe, I don't know, Homo sapiens, Homo erectus, something was here 250,000 years ago, I think. That Hueyatlaco story is pretty mind-blowing. It's one of my best videos on YouTube. If you type in the cover-up or exposing the greatest cover-up in archaeological history, or the cover-up at Hueyatlaco, it'll pop up. And I just think it's rock-solid evidence that something was there. So,
absolutely. I mean, and we don't know half the stuff, especially up in like our region up here with the glacier, how many different glaciations that came through and wiped out what could have potentially been here, especially if you like believe in the theory of the pole shift and all that stuff, where the Earth was on its side at one point.
Well, even without that, the glaciers went all the way down to northern Kansas. You all would have been under ice not that long ago.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's what's made everything up here the way it is now. But because allegedly, I guess the range that we live on used to be bigger than the Rockies. And the glaciations just completely flattened them down to smaller ridges, only about 600 feet tall. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. There's a winery in Topeka, Kansas called Glacier's Edge because that's where the edge of the glacier was.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I don't know if that was the most recent one. There's been several ice ages over the last 100,000 years, but like one of the big ones was it came all the way down to Kansas. It dropped a bunch of deposits of like these giant boulders that come from Canada, in Kansas. It just scooped them up and dropped them there when the ice melted.
Oh, there's probably tons of float cop down through there. I know they found it down there. So,
y'all ever been to Kansas?
Never.
Driven through a few times.
All right.
I'm an East Coast guy, so I'm way up in the Northeast, northern New England. So I'm hop, skip, and a jump away from Canada too myself. It's 1 degree out right now. So
what do you think about all the stuff up there, like the Ogham writing and the what is it, the America Stonehenge and all that? Have you ever
I live 45 minutes away from there, the American Stonehenge. Yeah, it's a lot of interesting stuff. I mean, we have not too far away from me in my county, I think we have an old Scottish knight from way before Columbus burial site. That's I can actually pull it up. Let me see for a minute.
Yeah, I gotta get out there and check out that America Stonehenge.
Me too. I've always wanted to go out there.
If you ever do, I'll show you the way.
What about that dolmen that they say is? I'm pretty skeptical of a lot of things, but this I'm always like, they call it a glacier deposit. It's in New York. What's that thing called? Because this actually does look like a dolmen. glacier
So
deposit.
actually, they're all over the Great Lakes. I made a video on them a while back.
I got it. I think I got it. I'm gonna share it real quick. Isaac, let me know when you're ready to share yours.
Yep,
Yeah,
after you. Yep.
Here, supposedly a natural feature. I mean, I guess it is on a hill slope here. That is kind of interesting. But or no, maybe that's just the angle of the camera.
It could be, yeah, hard to tell. But it's kind of funny, like all these different dolmens, the quote unquote dolmens they find in the U.S., they're all on 3 smaller stones.
Right.
They're usually not 4 or 5 or multiple. I mean, you assume a glacial deposit would be on a whole bunch of smaller stones, not just the perfect 3.
Dude, that's
just
crazy. That's crazy. I feel like that's I don't know. That feels like a dolmen to me, but
I'll pull this up real quick, Jeff. This is in Westford, Massachusetts, and this is the Westford Night, supposedly from 1398. So you can go see it. I've seen it in person. I have pictures of it. I've showed it before, but this is literally that's his burial ground, and they put this bronze statue beside it, and so pre-Columbus European here. So
isn't there a carving of like a
it's
knight?
right beside it.
So that's what that is. Scott Wolter. So that's what.
So the statue there is the modern display, but under the plexiglass there's the original stone carving.
Pull that
Yeah.
up. Pull the carving up because it shows like a sword, right?
Yes. I want to see if there's a.
I think Scott.
Unshare it for 1 second, Jeff, just in case.
Yeah.
there's anything
No.
weird.
Oh, yeah, never know what you're
We're in
gonna find
history
on
here.
Yeah, well, we are.
I was doing a Google search and I was like seeing like search history pop up and I was like, oh shit.
Okay. You can pull it back up, Jeff. Yep.
They're the most incredible glacial dolmens.
Share my screen. Yep. There you go. So that's a
Stop yelling at me,
obvious
Isaac.
imprint. No, I'm gonna yell at you more, Jeff. That's what you get. But you can see the outline. Yep.
Oh, that Trump impression was really good. That's funny. Oh yeah, exactly. That's in this.
Yeah. And it's got a whole plaque there, and I've been there multiple times. People lay flowers on it all year round, and it's covered in snow right now, obviously. But yeah, it's 1398. 1398, Scottish Night. So
There's a runic inscription up there, called what is it called? There's a runic inscription they found on the East Coast, but I'm not sure if it's real or
I
not.
think I know what you're talking about, but I can't think of it either.
I'm
much more steeped in the Puritan and the Revolutionary era. Before that, I'm a little rusty. Local history, but
What's up, Chell? Yeah, we really don't want to see Isaac's search history.
I was like, oh man,
many slurs.
Weird came up. Many slurs, she said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was saying, how do you spell this?
We be memeing. So
Oh gosh, don't ever
Yeah.
say, don't you can't talk about your powers.
yes.
Let's see here.
No, it's say the Americas are. I feel like they've been overlooked for so long, especially North America. That I feel like in the last, at least, I don't know, 25 years, it's getting a little more popularity. I mean, when I was in high school, I learned more about Egypt and India than I did about like the ancient America.
Yeah.
Ancient America started when Columbus landed in most history books, as far as I can remember.
Yeah. Have you ever been out to the American Southwest?
First time was when I was in Arizona
Okay.
this past December.
So much stuff out there to see, dude.
I got to get back there.
Yeah, I know you love like venturing up in the north. You got to get down there sometime too, because it's an arid landscape that's completely preserved. Yeah, you know, I asked my audience because I was thinking about doing a Roman Empire series, because I actually think I could do a cool Roman Empire series.
That'd be cool. See that in AI? Yeah.
But I asked them, I was like, what do you guys want? Like, do you want me to do that? Or do you want me to keep going on the American history timeline? And I was surprised. Everybody said, do American history. The Roman empires, people are already doing it. Just keep doing weird American history that's gotten lost in translation, you know, from the conquistadors and the pirates and the Englishmen and all that. That moment of history is so cool. It's not, I mean, it's terrifying. It's tragic. But as a result, it makes it interesting, which is why it's cool.
Right.
And, you have this first contact moment, world-ending moment, and then this friggin' not even gold rush, bigger than gold rush, like empire rush between 4 different powers, more really, the French, Spanish, English, Portuguese. There's a bunch of it. So Russia goes and takes stuff up in the north, northwest. A lot of people don't know that part of American history. When Russia had its first contact moment with the natives in Alaska. I'd like to cover that.
Mm-hmm. That'd be cool. I've never really actually.
Didn't they have parts of Western Canada at one point too? I think, or was it just Alaska? Yeah. Okay.
Let's look at that. Let's look at a map.
Yeah,
I think the Yukon, the Yukon and Northwest Territories.
Yeah.
Now, something like that. Yeah.
Yep. And then
Not to be exact.
We bought it from them because they thought it was it's just a useless chunk.
Yeah, for what, like 3 cents an acre or something?
It was ridiculously cheap. And we made out
oil. What oil? What are you talking about?
Check this out. They claimed stuff all the way up into Northern California.
Oh wow!
Really? I never knew that.
Russia claims in the Americas 19th century. The dark.
So they have the West Coast.
Dark is what I'm guessing, that everyone agreed on.
Confirmed, yeah.
They thought they had it, but no one agreed with it. Because eventually Lewis and Clark go out there and claim it for the, do their thing with the U.S. But that's crazy. Yeah.
It's only yours if you can defend it, I guess,
Exactly. Exactly.
Then we put up a bunch of missile silos in Alaska and yeah, like Mogwai said. Cali was red state.
Still might be.
Communism hasn't left.
Dude, speaking of, you say communism?
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of communism, Vietnam was so interesting for that. It's a communist nation. Not really, but it is. They have the hammer and sickle everywhere.
Oh wow!
And China as well. And as somebody that likes to travel, just to have new experiences, I enjoyed it. I liked it. I liked being in a communist nation. It made me really wish I could go back to. If I could go back to anywhere and travel around in time, I would love to go to Soviet Russia, like Soviet. And I am as capitalist as it comes.
Okay, I'll take my finger off the remove button.
Let's get worried for a second.
Fascinating.
But it's a total other aspect of living.
Oh, absolutely.
And their architecture and their train stations are still there. The Soviet.
The Moscow train station is legendary.
Yeah, it's nuts. And there's so much of it we don't know about because a lot of their history was just full propaganda and so much we don't know. But you go to Russia and you talk to people apparently, and there's still people that talk about the stories of what it was like, and the gulags. It's fascinating.
Into gulag.
It's fascinating, and it feels like a different world. They do in Vietnam. They still do a lot of these choreographed dances and fireworks shows, and people just, I guess it's their job to do these entertainment things. It's kind of, how they say bread and circus. In America we have NFL and NBA. Over there they have some of that too, but they have these choreographed fireworks shows and dancers. If you ever seen North Korea, Vietnam has something similar, and everybody shows up to it, and it's I felt like I was in the 1970s. I enjoyed it. It was kind of cool. It was cool. Highly recommend going to Vietnam if you want a taste. If you want a taste of what communism's like, but you don't want to full commit. Go to North Korea. Vietnam's pretty.
You want to come back.
Yeah, Vietnam's pretty chill. They're not full on.
So they're not total authoritarian level. Surveillance state, maybe. Yeah,
definitely surveillance state. But
just
we are
America.
We are too, unfortunately.
This is true. Yeah.
Damn
We just
patriot
kind
act.
of hide it. I actually kind of respect China's we're not hiding it. It's here we're hiding it.
Social credit scores. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's all coming here. We're
slippery slope. I was just reminded by my brother that I've been to Texas before I was in Arizona. So yes, I have been there a couple of times. But
Texas,
I didn't really go far outside of Dallas, Fort
Yeah,
Worth area. So
that's not the American Southwest either. That's the South.
okay,
But West Texas, American Southwest. It's a
Yeah, I
weird,
gotta get-
weird map.
I mean, Texas is huge, so I mean,
Huge, yeah.
multiple regions. Yeah.
hmm
Is your brother in the chat right now?
yeah, he is. He's just another dirty Youper.
Nice, great name.
Yeah.
I like that profile pic too. By the way, it's pretty cool. Yeah.
You guys watch Mike's Wandering Wolf podcast?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Are you all ever
Actually-
see Golem in the chat? What's his name?
Oh, Golem's half botched circumcision.
Yeah, Golem's half body. That guy's from Paraguay. Such a random
Really?
from a dude from Paraguay.
Yeah, no kidding.
He's always sending Paraguayan Guaranari, which is their currency. It's a
Mhm.
Mike.
Trish, funny. Speaking of Mike, we got a video of our Egypt trip coming out. I think his members only one just dropped today.
I saw it. I got to
Yeah.
watch it
I
beforehand.
gotta watch that too.
It was badass, dude.
Okay, I haven't watched it yet.
So, just a little sneak peek of it. It's like an Anthony Bourdain level like production of travel.
Damn. So Sammy's doing a phenomenal job then on the editing.
Great, yeah. And Mike's
Gotta watch
voice is really good with it, and his narration is solid.
Okay.
But yeah, what else y'all been up to? What's been cooking in like Michigan lately? When it comes
Cold.
to
Nothing's cooking. It's freezing.
It's gonna say everything's frozen.
Yeah, I bet.
We just came out of the dip of cold weather where everyone else around the country was getting snow. We had regular temperatures down into 30 below, wind chills of 50 below.
Nice.
And right now, even where we are, it's 1 degree above, but it's probably going to continue.
Yeah,
to dip
it's 1 degree
tonight.
here as well, and over 2 feet of snow on the ground too. So
Oh, we've had 130 inches this year so far.
Dang.
Yeah,
I live-
I've been
Okay,
shoveling.
then.
I've been shoveling roofs all week, and I had to take the afternoon off today. And even last night, I slept for like 12 hours. And my body's just so exhausted.
mhm.
I live in the Caribbean, so I
I'm just kidding.
I got out. Just,
ABF's in the chat always like, I'm in Arizona. It's like, shut up, AB. You know, it's like,
that means I'm flying to New Jersey for a podcast in like 4 days, for like 3 days, and I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be a cool podcast, but it's gonna be like
That's awesome.
it's gonna be freezing cold.
bundle
and
up. Yeah.
I'm gonna be like leaving this little warm bubble. How do you three know each other?
I know Jeff from the nerd side of things.
Yeah.
Like 199 as we call it. So, I mean,
Yeah, with
however much
Nerdrotic
you want to
and
get
all
into that. Yeah.
So we met
Nice.
online through friends like that, through ABF, because I met him
GCA.
in the GCA. I met him in Peru and Sophie, and then that's kind of what brought me into their side of things. And Andy and I, we've been friends for 25 years.
Michigan friends, right?
Yeah, we grew up in the same town. Actually,
How-
lived in the same neighborhood.
How old are you guys, if you don't mind me asking?
Andy's the old part. What are you,
35.
35. I'm 31.
Just turned 36, Andy.
I'm 36 in November.
Hell,
Yeah.
man. I only had 2 inches.
So am I
this
the
year.
only Gen Z?
There you go.
Well, how
You're
old are
not
you?
Gen Z then, Jeff. I'm 25.
Nice.
An old 25, but still
Yeah,
25.
From
nonetheless.
what people have told me, you're like 6'4".
Me?
Pretty close.
pounds. No,
Pretty
Isaac.
close. Yeah.
Yeah, Will, you're a tall dude too.
Pretty tall.
Yeah,
I'm 6'2", but yeah.
Nice.
yeah.
Um,
My driver's license is 5'10", but I'm actually 6. At least that's what I tell people.
I believe it. Yeah.
I told people I was like 6'5" forever because that's what it said on my like physical when I was sophomore in high school. And I
Mhm.
measured recently, I was 6'4" and a quarter or something like that. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
golly, I guess
6'5".
I should probably stop. telling people that.
If you've never gotten a concussion getting into a car, you're not tall. You know.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
If you haven't smoked your head in a tomb on a rock ceiling,
Oh,
been there.
Yep.
So, Andrew and Isaac, do you guys have YouTube channels too?
I do. Yeah, and Andy's got Drink Up as well.
I was
with,
gonna say
Jeff.
it's just with
Yeah.
Jeff again and my brother Willie.
You guys booze up or what?
Yep.
They do.
Yeah. So Andy's brother Willie, he's got a bar in his garage. We started actually in Andy's garage. He's got a bar as well. And we were just talking like, all right, let's set up cameras and microphones and have a few beers and just kind of sit around and hang out. So we started doing that. We do that every Friday.
I did not know this. So it's called Drink Up.
Yep. If you type in Drink Up 906.
906. Drink
And
Up.
you occasionally have some pretty cool guests on too. Not to toot my. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, our worst guest was the one we had on Halloween.
Yeah, he was. You had a Mexican on your show that day, dude.
Yeah.
Like, what was that about?
That was you.
Yeah, Cornboy's a little biased though. Being a co-host and all on my show.
Are you
So.
Mexican?
And then
No, I dressed up as one for Halloween because they paid me to. So, but I have a show every Monday night, the Golden Age podcast. It's on my Isaac556x45 channel. We actually just hit 500 subs, so I'm really happy.
yeah, congratulations. man.
500 more and you get monetized, brother. Right?
Yeah. Well,
think
no,
so.
500's monetized. I need
Oh, really?
3,000 watch hours, which we're
Yeah,
pretty
it's the
close
watch
to.
hours that get you.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
and hopefully closing in on close to 3,000 on X soon. So, doing
Damn.
okay over there. But
Nice. Dudes,
but Cornboy's one of my co-hosts. He's in the chat. Cornboy's supported all the way through, and we're culture war, political, some nerd stuff too. But I like coming over here for history. It's a nice refresher when we're dealing with modern day politics to step back in time and reevaluate.
yeah,
Look through that lens. Yeah.
history is a fun one to just like. I've collaborated. I'm like more on the, I guess, conservative side of things. I'm from like Western Kansas, so whatever that political genre is, and but like I've been collaborating with some libs on like these Nazca mummies things because we just had like a common interest and goal, and like we actually had some funny conversations about it, like some jokes where like we just put it all aside. We're like, let's get the truth out on these Frankenstein human beings. It was cool. It was like. It was actually pretty cool because, like, made me realize, like, oh, yeah, we're all people here, and you're actually really funny.
It's true.
You're funnier than I thought you would be. Like, you are from the East Coast, and I'm from small cow town in Kansas, and it is what it is,
Imagine being from the East Coast and also being conservative. It's an interesting dichotomy. So, yeah.
Damn.
But no, you're absolutely right. It's nice to have interests and hobbies where that stuff you can put aside and still people can be people. At the end of the day, that's very refreshing as well.
For sure. I got a couple lib friends that like I love, and I'll never not love them, no matter what. Yep. And it's like we're good enough friends that we can make fun of each other for our views.
Yes.
Like they'll roast me for some, pretty country views, I guess, and then I'll roast them for some silly stuff that we all know they like as well. But so you guys got YouTube channels, and I'm trying to still figure this out myself. But one of the best things I have ever got advice on is I know everybody hates Mr. Beast. I actually like Mr. Beast because he gives out the formula for free. He tells you how to do it. He like says it over and over again. So here's the key. Everybody talks about titles and thumbnails, right?
Yep.
But the truth is there's a second thumbnail that's even more important than the real thumbnail. And that is when you're scrolling through YouTube, it automatically plays like the first 5 seconds of the video. And that basically becomes a thumbnail. So always keep that in mind when you're making a video. Always keep that in mind. There should always be a text on the screen, some type of like hook with the text. Maybe like some quick Mike's next video did a really good job of this, by the way, but some quick shots of whatever the crescendo is of the video, and then get right into it. You can slow it down or whatever, but those first 5 seconds I feel like are also just as important as thumbnail and title.
That's a really good piece of advice.
Once I started using that over the last year is when I started having more success. I implemented that about 6 months ago. And it helped. It helped. Like I'll have
And
my
that 5 seconds is a good intro time too. Not too
Yeah.
long, just perfect. Yeah.
I'll have my face on for like half a second, so they see it's like a real person narrating,
Mhm.
and then I'll have like a title, and then it's like boom, 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 all these kind of highlight things at the front, and then I just go into my normal, relaxed like version of it or whatever, and I think that works a little. I think that helps because people are scrolling through, and they see
Right.
that sometimes they don't even see your thumbnail. That's actually the thumbnail, if that makes sense.
The
I gotta
autoplay. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta get better at getting the hook in right at the beginning.
And it doesn't have to be anything too crazy.
Well, I mean, like you're saying though, just having like the shots
Okay.
of like the crescendo and then
Right.
I have to
Here we
say
go.
the algorithm stumps me. The most viewed, I got 1.3 million views on an X post, and it was a meme I made in like 30 seconds on my phone. And
How much? What'd you say?
I got over 1 million views on a meme I made in about 30 seconds on my phone.
What?
And I still don't get it. I've done better on X than YouTube so far, but
Is the meme appropriate to share here or no?
yeah, it's pinned on my account. It's a JD Vance meme from like a year ago, but it's just
Nice. Were you the one that created the fat JD Vance?
I did not create it, but I posted that on day one when it went viral, and it got picked up by a few congressmen and big accounts retweeted it. So
Nice.
it but no, X is kind of where I spend that one. Yeah. So
you know I'm sending you a JD Vance myself.
yeah. So
Yeah, 1.3 million views. Look at that, 55,000 likes. Good for you.
Dang, dude, I've
So
never
that helped. That
never
helped.
had anything do numbers like that on Twitter. I've had a couple things on Facebook for a while. I got 3 million on a video on Facebook one time.
I've never used Facebook before. Yeah.
I'm working on it. We'll get there.
I've always had a bias against Zuckerberg, but if I can get over it, maybe one day. You know,
Dude, they're all cooked. I think at this point.
I think you're right. No.
I mean, Elon at least allows fun, but I guess Zuck does now too. Zuckerberg, all of a sudden, I'm actually like weirded out how much fun he's allowing lately.
Yeah, he's kind of he's back to the I'm a bro again, dude. Yeah,
like,
working
It's
out,
like jet skiing
cutting my
and
hair.
stuff.
Yeah,
Say whatever you want on Instagram again. It's kind of crazy.
Oh, some of
Unless
the
you're
memes
in
people send me
UK.
Instagram links are like, whoa, you know.
Shaman said that there's an actual study that found that friends who make fun of each other and roast each other have healthier and longer and more fulfilling friendships. Okay, I guarantee that's true. So like women go to listen, Bernie.
Oh boy, there goes Oliver. See you, Trish.
Let's talk about the 19th Amendment. Let's do it.
No, I'm not going there. But any men that have gone to therapy, I think it's probably good therapy or whatever. But I think it's made for some men, they just need to go to a bar and like make fun of each other while they drink. And like and all of a sudden you're like, oh yeah, it makes you feel, it distances you from some of those problems. It helps you cope with them because your friends are like actually making fun of you for it. But they're your boys, so it's okay, and you're not like taking it too much to heart. I don't know. Maybe that's terrible emotional advice, but
I think it's spot on. I mean, Jeff can attest some of the game chats. You know, some of the Halo game nights.
Yeah,
some words get dropped on occasion, and you feel better after. I mean, once you start saying stuff to your friends,
and then accidentally a lore gets created that people run with for the next month and a half.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That never happened. I don't know what you're talking about. That's all nerd slap.
There he is, right there, nerd slap.
You know, nerd slap.
We got in the chat. Like, how many people are watching this right now? There's a lot of people commenting.
Yeah, 20 to 22 have been consistent.
Hey, live.
Yeah,
okay, cool.
Absolutely. I had a lot of great people in here.
And you're on YouTube and Kick. And
yep,
Kick
the first time I fired at the Kick in a while, so I don't know how many of them came from Kick.
We're on Kick right now.
Yeah.
We got Unk in the chat right here.
Heck yeah.
There you go.
Kick's like for the younger crowd, isn't it?
I stream on Kick every week. Yeah.
That's
I completely stopped for a while because it said, "Oh, it's disconnected from your Kick account," and I said, I'm not going to deal with it. Well, it took me literally 5 seconds when I was setting up the stream yesterday to reconnect it. So I was like, yeah, I'll give it a shot.
It's worth it. Yeah.
I've always my audience is so old. Like I have a boomer audience. Like some of them are even beyond boomers. I have like
old.
I got like World War II veterans that are watching. I'm pretty sure.
No kidding.
I mean, I don't know, but like they're old. If you look at my demographics, and
Yeah.
so I've always been like, I wonder if Kick would be fun to like create a live stream where I try to get into that audience and just do like Google Earth history, where like how I'm always pulling up Google Earth.
Do the just chatting section. Yeah.
Yeah, have a
pretty
live
much.
stream where I'm Google Earth and
It's pretty much, if I could describe it, it's like Twitch for normal people, like with more free speech.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it allows you to do
Yeah.
more.
It's it's a little more gaming oriented too.
Okay.
A little bit. Yeah.
So Twitch might be a better history channel, or what do you think?
No, Twitch is not recommended by me.
Okay.
Yeah, Twitch is like
I'd probably just stick
they'll
to YouTube.
kick. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just figured I'd try
I don't know.
expanding out. I mean, we do Kick for our, because we do on Tuesdays we do gaming streams also on DrinkU.P, and then Fridays we do our just sitting around having a few beers and bullshitting. And we dual stream to both. We get a couple of views here and there on there, but I
Mhm.
don't know.
But I feel like I'm part of your boomer audience where it's just keep it simple. I'm not jumping through 15 different platforms to try to find or look up stuff. I'm just
Mhm.
YouTube. I know YouTube. I'm going to be on YouTube.
I love my boomer audience, by the way. They will watch a full video, man. Like they'll watch the whole thing. It's
Mhm.
amazing. So shout out to
And like you said too earlier, they're less critical of AI than some younger people.
yeah,
They're more just like it is what it is.
Mhm.
Pretty much, they're more accepting.
for sure.
Well, I think that was a fantastic time.
I had a good time. I appreciate
yeah.
it. Thanks for having me
Yeah.
on. Sorry if we
Rambled at the end, but
I just
that's a
It's
fun.
all right. Yeah, I mean, get to
all
the
kinds of things. So
yeah. It's just conversations, It's fantastic. Yeah, no. Thank you everyone for joining us tonight. We're gonna start with some outros here. Isaac, what do you got coming up?
Monday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, Golden Age podcast. Me and all the boys going to be talking politics, culture war stuff, memes. We have fun, and hopefully we'll get you guys back on sometime soon. But and then always you can find me here Thursdays, and I think Tuesday night Nerd Wars as well for politics. So
There you go.
that's where I'll be, and on X. So thanks. Oh, linked it up. Perfect. Thank you, Jeff. So
I got you.
and as always, thank you for having me on too. It's good to hang out with you guys tonight. Good conversation. So
yeah, it was nice to meet you.
you as well.
And Dolph. What do we got
Well,
coming
we
up?
just the leveling up Tuesday, where we're talking about friendships, making fun of each other. We almost ruined our friendships on the Tuesday stream.
Yeah.
So that's kind of fun games we play. Other than that, Fridays, drink up, 7 o'clock Central, be in a garage, having some beverages, talking like we did the last 15, 20 minutes here. Whatever comes to mind, BSing.
Hell yeah.
And then Will, thank you again, man, for joining us. I mean, when we met, I said, want to get you on a show, want to pick your brain on some stuff. And I was like, let's do it. And you said, yeah. I'm like, let's go. So no, thank you very much. You want anything you want to promote or drop what you got coming up? Anything you know?
Thanks for having me on. I'm moving away from the Mummies very soon. Well, in the next couple of weeks, there's going to be some podcasts coming out that are pretty big, but I'm ready for that to be over because it's not actually what I do. And I have a video coming out sometime in February called The Craziest Conquistador of All Time. And it's about this madman that basically ran a mutiny and a rebellion against the king and killed half of his men along their search on the Amazon River. And, I don't want to spoil too much, but it's crazy. It's insane. He's literally the craziest conquistador of all time. So look forward to that.
Yeah, no, that'll be fun.
And that's on Incredible History. YouTube is Incredible History at Incredible History.
Dropping the link right there in the chat. And like I said, all the links for everyone here is also in the description below. for anyone that is watching afterwards, and they should be clickable links. You can go right to the right to their page.
Yeah, links are working good. Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna say I got for Will, I got all sorts of links. I got YouTube, Facebook, X. I should have put your Instagram on there, but I just try to make sure everyone's
YouTube and Facebook's where I'm going to be spending most of my time. I'm about to take a major X break. I'm about to. It's too addicting, but man, it spikes my cortisol. So
It's a time killer, dude. I gotta take it off my phone once in a while.
yeah,
It's
yeah. I've been going into all these different subcultures there on Twitter that it's just showing to me, and I'm like, now I know all these people that I didn't necessarily want to know, and I'm just watching them, kind of interested. This clavicular guy just ran this dude over with his Tesla. I don't even know. You know what I'm talking about? Like, it's just like,
yes.
like this is too much. This is too much. I'm too
It's
much.
information overload. Yeah.
It's entertaining, but then I'm like, okay, what am I doing? And then the mummies people are coming at me, so I'm about to get off Twitter for a little bit.
Yeah, I used to sit on it like my entire lunch break at work would just be just sitting on X, just scrolling through, and then I don't know. I stopped taking lunch breaks. My work schedule right now is all over the place because it's wintertime, but I'm more busy now in the wintertime than I am in the summer. So that's why there's only been like one video every 3 weeks on my channel, and sometimes there's no streams on Thursdays. But
Yeah, I
I'll
got to
get
get
to
back on the schedule. Got to get back on the
Mhm.
schedule for sure. So
yeah, excuse me. Yeah. So next, I've been working on so many videos and I haven't done anything to them yet. So hopefully next week I'll have a video out. And then next week we have Cody from East 10 Outpost joining us.
my boy, I just
Awesome.
talked to him on the phone. I just talked to him on the phone today. Shout out Cody,
Fantastic. Yeah.
another friend of mine. I love his channel. I
Oh,
think he has the best studio in YouTube history. He got
Mhm.
Definitely.
complicated skulls. He's also just a good guy. Like, he's lived a very unique life, you know, almost old fashioned in a good way. Like, he's a good family guy. A lot of kids, good dad. I love Cody. Cody's the man. And he's also been taking a lot of shit from the Tridactyls community because he came out and said, yeah, I think these are fake.
Yep.
So, shout out Cody.
I saw that today, and people started it's unbelievable how people will just pile on. It's like they don't even want to look at the evidence that's been shown to them, you know?
Yep. I know. It's crazy, which is
Mhm.
fine. I'm okay with that. But, like, let's stop digging up dead bodies and Frankenstein them, please. That's like the biggest issue here.
It's
Yeah,
one thing if it's an accident; it's another if they're doing it on purpose.
They're doing it on purpose. They're making a lot of money.
Yeah, that's just morbid at that
Mhm.
point. Yeah.
ghoulish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's all I have for you, everyone. Thank you. Wow. English.
Yeah.
Hard. So thank you, everyone, for joining us. You have a wonderful weekend. And everyone in the chat, you're phenomenal. Thank you very much. Everyone that's going to watch this on VOD, hit the like button, subscribe to everyone here. Go subscribe. Will's got awesome books, too. Go check out his channel. Buy his books. Buy a map while you're at it.
Yep.
So thank you very much, and we will see you next time.
Thanks for having me, guys.